Thank you.
Hey, good morning. I'm Pat Sullivan, and here's Denny Smith.
Hey, the boy got locked out right off the bat. You know, when you give your card...
Can you just take it? I'm really tired.
Are
I
you
just
really
thought
tired?
You'd roll with it.
Well, it's been a great week for me. I have been working my fanny off, getting ready for the gyroplane. And my buddy from Mark Sprague from Mobile, Alabama, Gulf Shores, Alabama, flew that gyroplane in 40-degree weather. We flew in 30-degree weather, and because I had to get certified in it. But it's a really neat ship, and I've been working on it all weekend.
Does it have a heater?
It does not have a heater. I shivered. It was.
You
really
do not have a heater in that thing?
We bundled up, and your face is protected.
How much more was that going to cost?
I wanted to have a motorcycle in the air, Pat. I didn't want to have enclosed. I had an enclosed one, and I sold it, so I could have this one.
Wait, this is open like the first one?
Yeah. It's absolutely open, and it was kind of cold, but I wanted to...
Now you really are flying the lawnmower again.
I am flying the lawnmower again, that's right. So the tail number, if you guys are wanting to look it up, it's 52 Delta Papa.
Wait, let me get my pin out real quick.
No. You can follow my flights on Flight Alert like you do.
You know what?
Like I was following my people coming in for the holidays and stuff.
Everybody's doing it.
Oh, no. Shut up, Terry.
What was the number again?
Yeah.
52 Delta Papa.
Okay.
Of course it is.
52
DP.
Delta Papa.
Denny Paul, you get that?
Yeah.
All right.
You get to pick your own tail number?
You have to reserve it, and that gets to be a bit of a fight. There are entrepreneurs who get
Because there's a lot of Delta Papas.
No. There's a lot of people who get all the low numbers, and then they sell them. So it's
Really?
they're sort of like scalpers, is what
Kind of
they
like
are.
a liquor license.
Yeah, sort of like a liquor. Yeah, they go up.
Same thing.
This weekend is like that. But
Wow.
anyway, don't forget we have Terry Lynn Stacy and we have Allison Lemons with
Hi,
us.
Terry.
Good afternoon and morning, wherever you are listening.
That was really lovely.
And Allison is back.
I am.
From
I
her-
am.
Our world traveler.
It was awful without you here.
Oh,
Just
you guys were
awful.
so busy. You guys had Turkey Fest, which I want to hear about, and then
I don't remember that.
last week you guys were at a big Movember event,
Yes.
Yeah.
which I was a little worried
Brewery.
about you guys because that's a lot of organizing and talking and.
Oh, we did. We were good. I thought we did
I thought we
great,
did
huh?
fine.
I thought we did good.
Okay.
I think Denny
I only
was,
got 4 phone
I think
calls,
once
so I
again,
thought it was
Denny,
okay.
Denny was mad at us again because
Why was I mad at you?
I don't know. We weren't following the
I
script.
talked about his marbles.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, well.
Makes
Terry,
great radio.
You got to be careful. Other people might think those are sort of a
Well, it
personal
is
thing.
men's. It was men. Oh, it still is. Isn't it the last day in November? Men's Health Month. Movember. We were celebrating Movember. A lot of testosterone, Allison.
That's right.
sad I missed that one.
Man,
All the
oh,
sports
man.
guys were
stuff
there.
going on.
And the IU was playing Ohio State, and IU was ahead for the first quarter, and it was rocking in there.
It's pretty cool.
They had a goal line stand, and they pushed back Ohio State, and then the tide turned.
Yeah.
That was it.
So Machu Picchu.
Yeah. So I went to Peru for 10 days. I flew into Lima, which is the capital. And then we went to Cusco, which is kind of right outside. And then we went to Machu Picchu. And then the Paracas, which is like a little beach town.
The Paracas. I
Wow.
bet that's where that musical instrument comes from.
Yeah, the Paracas.
Probably.
No, that's a maracas.
I forgot to ask.
Terry. Maracas, not.
I did have
I
several people
love
try
the
to sell me
Paracas.
maracas.
I have several sets of Paracas.
Yes.
Well, that's supposed
You
to
do
be.
like to show them
It's
off.
supposed to be a vortice of sort. Did you feel any energy when you were on Machu Picchu? Did anything different that you felt within
Oh.
yourself?
So, for everyone listening, could you tell us what Machu Picchu is?
So
And
yeah.
why you
I really don't
go.
have any
And
idea.
why you wanted
You
to go.
really don't?
No.
So Machu Picchu
I know people
is,
go there all the time, but
It's one of the new 7 wonders of the world, which is
according to, is it a law?
Like the
according
world.
to
Who
the
voted?
world.
They have a
The
poll.
world. The world voted.
World.com.
Okay.
No, I'm not sure who makes the rules.
And
But
it's new, so it's nice to know that you can add some.
Well, what
as we
got
go
dropped
along.
out then?
well,
Who
I
got
think what
dumped?
happened was
Let
a lot
her
of
tell the
I think a lot of
story.
the old ones basically aren't there anymore because they're gone or ruins or whatever. So,
Okay.
so the new ones include like the Colosseum, Taj Mahal,
Okay.
things of that nature. So yeah, Machu Picchu's on there. It's in Peru. It's basically built in the 1400s by the Incas, and they built it for the royal empire guy. Took them about 80 years, and then they never finished it because the Spaniard people came over.
I
And
thought it was the Mayans came in.
no, they were somewhere else.
Oh.
the
Spanish came in
came
to
in.
conquer, and so they had to leave their,
Their
project to,
Pichu.
fight.
It wasn't.
But anyway,
completed.
it's still standing there, and then it was overgrown for years and years and years, and it wasn't rediscovered until 1911.
Wow.
And they found that local kids were just playing on it, and an American professor was like, "What are you guys doing over there?" And so he kind of started chopping down and realized what was underneath it all.
Wow.
That is a neat story.
1911.
That's a really good
Same
story.
year that the track was
That's
born.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
The Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
big year for us.
Yeah.
And so
So-
what was it like?
Yeah. So what do you do? You
so I
get to
thought-
tour or something?
Yeah,
Or?
so I thought, honestly, I didn't know much about it either. I thought you would just climb up this mountain and then it's like a lookout, and it's more of a you go up different levels kind of, and you can see different levels, and then you can go actually through the ruins itself. So they had kind of almost built like different almost rooms, I would say, and different like altars and places where they wanted to have the king be. So you kind of got to go through it all, and they actually have their own irrigation system, which was really cool. So they didn't have any water in that area, so they took it from the glaciers up in the mountains behind them,
Okay.
and they created these irrigation systems of stones that are still working, and that's how they kind of guided where their gardens would be and all this
Okay.
other stuff.
So did they ever move in?
I don't think so. I think a lot of them were fighting for their lives and their families, and
Yeah.
I haven't heard much from them since. But
Who came? Who was conquering
Spanish.
them? The Spanish.
Conquistadors.
And you wanted to go there because it was what?
so actually, my mom she took a trip to Peru in 2017 with a cancer survivor group. And they did a lot of, it was like a mission work kind of, and they went down through Eli Lilly and they learned about the healthcare system down there, which was really fascinating. But it just, I think it meant a lot to her. So when she came back, she always wanted the family to go back out there. And
There you were.
the stars kind of just aligned. And it was a big year for big birthdays for a couple of us in our family. And yeah.
Yes. Happy birthday.
You're a very lucky
The
girl.
big,
Thank you.
can I say the
Birthday.
big 3-0?
The big
You can still say it
3-0.
because you're still young.
Yeah. So I turned 30 on Machu Picchu, which I thought was really cool.
Oh, boy.
So I saw that you took
so-
Pat with you. I saw, was it an alpaca that you had named
Oh,
Pat?
so many alpacas. Oh my gosh. Terry, you would have loved it.
Are they just roaming free?
I think a lot of them are placed there for tourists, and I don't care.
They're kind of
I
out
fell
of
into the trap.
Yeah, but they're not really enclosed. They're just walking around.
Yeah, and like Machu Picchu has several of them, and they basically treat them like goats, so they trim the grass and stuff for them.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's cool. I love it. I would
So,
love
yeah.
to see the
How'd you do with the
alpacas.
food?
Food is great. A lot of potatoes. Almost every local told
Oh,
me there's
the Irish would feel welcome.
It's true. And Iowa people. But several times people, the locals made sure I knew that there was over 3,000 types of potatoes in Peru. So I
Well,
had,
now that's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that's something to be
Did
very
you start
proud of.
talking tomatoes with them?
No,
I did, yeah. I
potatoes.
introduced them to some
Corn.
heirlooms and
Yeah, some heirlooms. Well,
Talking
you know
about a
what?
celebrity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of a big boy?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So yeah, lots of potatoes, lots of desserts. I ate a lot, but I think I walked it off, so it kind of evened out. So I'm not going to feel bad about
A
it.
lot of walking.
No, don't feel bad about it. That was a one. You never know when if you'll ever go back again. So you
Yeah.
got to see something pretty incredible.
And
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Did anyone ask about the weather?
So it's springtime
I
there.
guess not. Oh, it is springtime.
So it's just now springtime. So it's started at the rainy season. So it was like 72. It was perfect.
Oh, my.
That's my favorite weather. It's
Yeah.
like just a light jacket in the morning and you're
Right.
good to go. So yeah, it was beautiful. We went with a tour group, which I highly recommend if you're going to a country or even a continent you've never been to that you don't necessarily
agree.
speak the language.
Me too.
Because the locals there were actually our local guides. They showed us things that we would have never seen. We've met a lot of local people, local farmers, villages. So yeah, highly recommend EF Tours if anyone's interested in doing a big trip like that. But
what was
it's
your tour
really
guide's
safe.
name?
Edwin.
Can I ask you about
bet he
the,
was wonderful.
Yeah, he just sounds wonderful, doesn't he?
Hey, dear one, can I ask you about the plumbing? Was it modern or what type
Oh,
of? what-
boy.
Oh, come on now.
You couldn't throw toilet paper in the bowl,
That's
Okay.
so frustrating.
so you'd have to constantly throw it in the trash can.
I
And then
don't
some
like that.
places
I don't either.
didn't have toilet seats.
Okay.
Okay. Not
But
liking that.
I will say every hotel we stayed in was immaculate. Probably the best hotels I've ever stayed in, like resort style. So those did have
Toilet seats.
Toilet seat.
yeah,
Well, cool.
Wow.
So-
Bathtubs, because I've been told that there aren't bathtubs in South America because everybody showers if they're going to do it. So,
Well, again, I stayed in hotels, so
Okay.
I don't think the Hilton Garden Inn is equivalent to
Nice.
the
no.
Peruvian
Well, thanks for
villagers.
humoring me. I always ask.
Yeah, the what is it called? The telephone poles connect in the sky.
Those would be telephone poles that connect in the sky.
The wires.
The wires,
A telephone pole.
Yeah, the wires up that connect
Yeah.
everything.
right?
Yeah, the
What was it?
electrical wires.
The electrical wiring was
The overhead
baffling.
wiring.
It was literally just knots in the sky. It was. I
Oh,
took some
my.
pictures for Denny because I knew he'd want to see those.
Of course.
Was that ugly?
It was a little ugly, but I don't really care about that stuff, so it didn't really matter to me. There's
Right.
also lots
Good
of
for you.
dogs.
Got electricity. That's all that matters,
Wait,
right?
lots of
Doesn't matter how it
dogs?
looks.
Lots of stray dogs,
Oh.
That bite you.
which you think would be sad, but none of them were skinny. They all kind of were happy and they were going around together. They didn't do a pack mentality because the people take care of them.
So they don't eat them.
No,
Oh, no.
guys, I
Don't
did.
act so shocked. Everyone who they eat dogs in other places in this world.
Yeah, they do.
They,
Hold on.
They do eat.
This isn't
dogs and
Haiti,
others,
and
but
this isn't
not here.
Korea.
No, Peru is great. They took care of their animals. It was beautiful. But I did try something local that's very common, very considered holy meal.
Was it monkey?
It's a cat.
No.
You guys want to guess?
Yeah.
I say cat.
Okay, was it a meat or was it a vegetable?
It was a meat.
Okay. I would say monkey.
You guys think I would eat monkey?
No, but sometimes you
Well,
never know
monkey
what you're eating, and
brains.
then they tell you it's monkey.
I ate just a little bit of a guinea pig.
Oh, that's right. They raise
guinea
guinea pigs.
pigs.
That's
Guinea
their food
pigs
source.
is their main food source, and a lot of them will, like the farmers, will
They're
keep.
like chickens.
They're literal chickens to them.
Now, did they skewer them? Did they go through the rear end and
I'm
out
not
through
going to
the
go into detail.
No.
I will
Well,
show
how
you
did
a
they
picture.
bring it out? Did they
I will
bring
show you a picture off air, but I will say they did humor us and they put a hat on it.
Yeah, they skewered it. They skewered.
And I wasn't going to, but I thought I had to because they were so excited to show us.
Oh,
I don't wanna
Allison,
be
this
rude,
is so
but
cool.
I literally took like a little piece, and it tasted
Like chicken.
it tasted like a rabbit. If you ever had rabbit,
Oh, gamey.
gamey. So it was okay,
Did
but
they-
I appreciated the culture. It was a great trip. I feel so refreshed. I turned off
Well, you've
all
eaten a guinea
notifications.
pig.
I turned off all notifications for the news, my email, so we could have been in World War III, and I would not know.
Would you
and
please tell
it
Pat
was
that I did not
wonderful.
text you, I did not call you, I did not email you, not while you were gone.
I don't think so.
See, Pat?
I blocked him, so I wasn't
Yeah.
sure.
I blocked him years ago.
Yeah, best decision I made.
Oh, You're
Yeah.
the best,
But,
Allison.
yeah.
It's
So
really
it
my
was a really great
therapist that
trip.
wanted me to do that.
And thank you guys for letting me take off so much time. I've never taken off that much time ever, so
Wow.
feels really good.
Okay.
And now I feel spoiled.
Glad
All
you're
right.
back.
Well, we're going to play Christmas music the rest of the 3 hours.
Oh, that's
Perfect.
great.
So
Is it a
because we have
call in?
nothing
Can
else.
people call in and request Christmas
Yes.
songs that they want?
Oh, it is Small
right.
Business Saturday.
Yeah, you know what?
So if
I
anyone wants to
always-
call in and promote
Yeah.
a
It's
business,
It's funny. I have not heard as much about that.
About it's been a quiet as far as I think for some. Ethan was saying, you know what? He's doesn't live in the. He's not from here, and he said he
I
wouldn't
knew
know
that
about
about
some
him.
of the events and things going on because he doesn't hear about them. And so,
Well,
maybe
usually you
it's
see
been
it
a
on the news,
quiet
and I watched a
time.
bunch of let's see, the Today Show, and what they talked about was it is so cold that everyone should just stay home and buy stuff on the internet. Kind of forgetting that it's like, hey, it's Small Business Saturday.
Yeah.
oh gosh,
It is the most. It is, and this is a
They didn't
really
mention. There's
important
no
day
mention
for
of it.
so
I wonder
many.
if that's
it's dying
if
out.
they want money for
I
it,
don't know.
because that was started by American Express. Mm-hmm. So
Well,
We've
should
got
we
a
play
lot of
Where You
small
Shopping
business.
today?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Should we play Where You Shopping today?
Yeah, where are you shopping?
Or who are you?
Where are you
Where's your
shopping?
shop and how do we get to you? 239-9393.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Support local.
What you buying?
What you buying?
What you buying?
What you got?
$5.
There you go.
$5.
239-9393. Saturday's Home and Garden program brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Ethan.
Hey, Slugger. How you doing?
Hey, did you miss us?
Yeah,
We're gone for a few weeks.
I think you look fantastic in those new glasses.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
No problem.
Pat has some new glasses on. They're very bold.
The lights just coming in on him. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't look
They're
like
thick,
big
black
clean
frames.
with
I
Brillo
like 'em.
pads. You can see through them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And probably he can too now.
I can.
Is
Pretty
that a
amazing.
good prescription, or is that a dime store where you just pulled them off the rack? Do
No,
you have your own
this-
prescription in those?
Yeah, it's my own prescription, but I still will have to replace them when I have that little retina
eye
thing going. So once it gets, they didn't. It's funny. The doctor didn't understand. It's like, no, you have to wait until they're done with the treatment, and then we'll get your new prescription.
No, I
said,
gotta see.
No, you have to understand. It's like I can't see through these glasses anymore.
yeah.
Just
Hey.
give me the old ones.
Hey, I've got a little quiz for you. Know your companions, okay?
No, your
Companions.
What?
What do you think Ethan's 2 sports are? Now, you can see that he's maybe 5'7", 5'8".
Is Ethan your companion?
No. What
That's an
Well,
excellent question.
companion in radio?
Okay.
All right. So what sports do you think Ethan flourishes?
Ice hockey, for sure.
Curling.
That'd be sick though.
All right, everybody gets one question. Mainstream sports or little off edgy sports?
Probably not watching it on a holiday, but you've definitely seen it before.
Does it involve a ball?
Yes.
Denny, you already know.
I know the answer, so I just
Okay, so it involves.
You can have Terry's question too if you need one more.
you can ask him if he's got big balls or little balls.
Do you have a stick?
In one of the sports, yes.
Lacrosse?
Uh,
Golf.
now I'm an old man golfer now, but
So golf is one of them.
No.
no, not.
So there's really 3 sports.
Figure high school, college type sports, okay?
I didn't go to college, but okay.
So it has a ball. It's not mainstream.
It's sort
Well,
of
it's
mainstream.
kinda mainstream. It's just not like-
they're mainstream.
Yeah,
He's
okay.
he's sandbagging you.
Gymnastics.
They don't have balls in gym.
Yeah, they
Well,
do.
the
They have
male-
big exercise balls.
You need to keep guessing before you
I'm
embarrass
going
it.
to take that. I'm going to remove that question.
All right.
Okay.
That was, rugby.
All right, you guys are going too far off the beaten path. Let's get a little closer to the.
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
Do you play? Can you play it in schools,
Oh yeah.
like
yeah, yeah.
competitively?
Yeah.
Baseball.
Yep. That's
Yep,
one.
that's one of them.
Oh,
Good
why
job,
didn't you go
Pat.
start with that? That's a good one.
The
I
other
see
one.
as a baseball player.
That's the main chick. So who's
Terry, we're
who's
guessing
the-
what kind of sports Ethan has played or was good at.
Was good at.
And baseball was one of them.
Did you
And
say lacrosse?
No.
I'd said lacrosse.
I'm way
yeah.
too small for lacrosse. I would get torn
I don't
up.
know.
We got a stick to protect you.
Jockey.
Jockey.
Honestly, I could see it though.
I could see him being a jockey.
Tennis.
Oh, that's a good guess.
Oh, that was a good guess. Tennis was good. I
Think-
bet you've named them
This
all.
Think
you
bigger
probably,
balls.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't suspect me as your first candidate for this one.
Oh, really?
Basketball.
Sumo wrestling.
Yes, Pat gets them both. Good
Basketball.
job. Basketball.
Yeah, I would have not guessed
So,
basketball.
did you play in high school?
Yep, played both in high school.
Where did you go to high school?
Elkhart Central,
Elkhart
Elkhart.
Central. That's a big school, isn't it?
kind of 4A.
4A.
Yeah, I was more of baseball. I was like the extra in the movie for basketball. You know,
Okay,
I
gotcha.
smiled and I was like, yes,
Yeah.
nice point. You know, that was awesome.
Wow.
Just happy to be there.
Yeah, right.
That was me.
Yeah,
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
When did you graduate from high school?
2018.
2018.
And did you play these in college?
That's the reason I went to UND was for baseball.
Okay.
And then I did a preferred walk on and got cut. So
Well, we can edit that part out.
yeah, I
We don't
will.
need to talk about it.
I edit it, so the podcast is definitely not hearing that.
Anyway, see, know your companions on radio.
I know it.
and-
Well, Ethan was telling us that. So, what kind of? He was wondering about where he could good restaurants around downtown. He was wondering about events downtown. What's going on? What do you like to eat?
I think he's a picky eater.
No, not really, but I like what I like. You know, like I'm in.
That's what picky eaters
That's a
say.
picky eater.
Picky eaters do better if you serve their food on a red plate.
What?
Yeah, it's research.
He had to
Who
jump
would
on.
research
he had to jump
that?
on the
Well,
phone.
you
Probably
know,
the
they've got money for
government.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terry
We don't
can,
have a-
I will tell you, Terry's feed of interesting facts is incredible. She's always sending me these messages. I'm going,
Well,
where did you hear this?
Facts
Just
is a very
curious.
loose term.
I'm just
I don't know if
very
they're all
curious.
very accurate. but-
Anyway, the lights are on now.
Yeah.
On Monument Circle. They were turned
Was anyone
on
at
last night.
the lighting?
Ethan was last night. Well, kind of. He was working
Oh, he was
inside,
working.
so he got to peek out and see.
It's cold.
But he
I-
said about 8 o'clock, everyone had already kind of cleared out because I think it was
Very
so
cold.
It was pretty
Chilly.
Hey,
cool.
a shout out to our guys from our warehouse.
Came over and got the trees.
Greg and Andrew
down.
came and set up the trees on the stage,
Wow.
and then we just store them in the MS lobby. So that's the
perfect.
trees that
Oh.
are down there.
Down there right now?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and then they'll bring the tree for the MS lobby back and then pick those trees up.
Okay.
That was really kind
That's
of
why I
you.
didn't have a
You do that
building code.
for so many different community events, and a lot of people don't know that. But those were your trees on television last night. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, last year, Bob Schultz texted me on Thanksgiving
And said,
and said,
hey,
we forgot to arrange trees for the stage.
Oh.
So
you're the best, Sully.
we actually pulled the trees off the Sullivan Express route,
To bring them down
took
here.
them downtown, and then put them back on.
It looked great, though.
Do you
Hey,
have a tree at Festival of the Trees
That is
sponsor.
this year?
He sponsored it.
We
that's
sponsor.
right,
We're
you're
the presenting
sponsoring that one.
sponsor of the
But do you have a
historic.
tree? Usually a decorated tree.
Oh, at the
at
know
the
what?
festival.
That's a great question.
Usually we do.
Yeah, usually we do, but I don't know.
Okay.
So I'll find that information out.
When we
Okay.
come back, we've got In the Weeds, and it's
What
sort
if
of an
we
audience
don't come
participation.
back?
We're coming back because this is an audience
okay with that.
participation.
Who's
And
okay
if you
with
think
that?
you had challenges guessing what sports Ethan played, you're going to have interesting comments about what the
Yeah.
first Thanksgiving foods looked like.
Yeah, and by the way, this show is pre-taped because it's a holiday, so we all want the time off. So
That's why it's so good.
Yeah, and congratulations to Brownsburg
To
last night.
Brownsburg
Boy, oh boy.
and, New Pal.
New Pal.
And who else?
Central,
Central something?
It's
Decatur Central.
No. It's not in Decatur Central. It's up north. I'm sorry, I can't remember, but it was something Central. And
okay, something central.
well, they had Central all over their chest. I was watching part of that game, and so
Yay!
there we go. All right, In the Weeds when we come back, and it is we're going to play Stump the Chump with Pat.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds great. Coming right back, 93 WIBC.
In the weeds, in the weeds, in the weeds.
Bum bum.
Bump, bump.
Some minor production problems for the weekend cruise. They turn stuff off and they don't tell you. That's not fair. All right. We all just celebrated our Thanksgiving.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sweeping the countryside. It is In the Weeds, currently unsponsored.
No. In the weeds. It's E.F. Marburger.
I called them. They're
Shockingly.
out.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
Kim
I'm
and
pretty
Kelly,
sure.
they
Yeah.
got my back.
Not after
They
I
got
sent
my
them the
back.
photos.
No.
So, anyways, In the Weeds with Denny Smith.
All right, so I dug out an old article that I had saved. I have files, for different times of the year.
I'm
You
shocked.
know I do.
I am shocked
I'm
by
not
this
a scrapbooker,
information.
but I'm a nerd. But anyway, Smithsonian had what the first Thanksgiving meal was all about. So I'm going to start with the meats, okay? What do you think was the meat of choice for the first Thanksgiving? And I'll tell you there were
when
two.
was the first Thanksgiving, by the way?
In the 1600s.
1600s.
Pilgrims came in the 1620.
Okay.
So I guess it would have been 1621 when they hooked up with the Indians. So, okay, so we're going to say fowl, and we're going to say red meat. So, Pat, I'll let you take the first guess on what the red meat was.
The red meat, probably horse.
I would say
No.
I would think deer.
Yeah, Terry, that's right. Deer. Who do you think supplied the deer?
The horses.
The Indians.
The
Native
Indians
Americans.
brought the deer.
Wow.
So that means that the fowl was provided by the Pilgrims or by the settlers. What do you think? I laughed and laughed when I heard this. What type of fowl do you think that they provided?
Pigeons.
How did you do
quail.
that?
Was
Wait
it
a
pigeons?
minute.
Was that right?
Was it really?
It's carrier pigeons. They're now Allison, did you look that up?
No, I did not.
You do not.
I was.
It was
halfway
pigeons.
Joking. I was
They
halfway
said that
joking.
back then, where they settled there, that anybody could shoot a gun into the air and kill 200 pigeons. They were everywhere. They had flocks and
boy.
flocks. They were almost an invasive species. Of course, they were hunted to extinction, but they did those on spits. But how did they cook the meats? This is really interesting. Terry, you want to take a
You
shot?
just
at how-
said by the spits.
You just
No,
said spits.
well, that's the fowl. But how do you think they cooked their other meats?
They put it in the ground.
No,
with hot rocks.
that's a good guess if you're from
Hot
Polynesia.
rocks.
Oh no, not that, Pat.
Trash cans.
No trash.
Trash can meat.
Hey, by
Trash
the way,
can deer.
a little diversion here. I have a buddy that lives in St. Louis, and he said that they're publicizing trash can turkey in St. Louis.
Yeah,
Do you have anything to do with that?
I do.
How?
Of course you do.
I did Channel 13. My niece works for, she does a show called Show Me St. Louis. And we are Channel 13, and that's our sister station.
Okay.
So it's a Tegna station. So I was able to shoot a trash can turkey video so that it played in St. Louis.
I had never told it was one of my gyro buddies, and he said, we got something from Indianapolis about trash can turkey. Okay, onward and upwards. How did they cook their meat? It's a two-step process, and you'll find this interesting.
I mean, I really don't know unless it was
All right.
on a
It's a
spit.
two-step.
It's a two-step process.
So they salted it.
So they salted it and they cured it.
No.
So they cured it?
No, it's how they cook it. They boiled it first.
Boiled it.
They boiled it first.
Okay.
And then they did it on a spit. And they could reverse that if they wanted to make like a porridge or what they called pottage. So sometimes they'd put it on the spit first, and then they would boil it to get the juices and the oils out, and then they would make a pottage out of it. All right, so the fruits of the labor. It was a 3-day ceremony or a 3-day thing.
Right.
Wow.
And yeah,
I don't think I could
3
take
day-
my
What-
relatives that
what
long.
was the second Thanksgiving like the next year?
The next year was.
They
what do you mean?
canceled it.
Like, you mean like food
I
wise?
can't. Wait a minute. Blind Hog finds acorn. They did cancel it, Pat. They didn't have it the second year.
That's
You're
because
so
How did you do
smart.
that?
Because it was too much time with your relatives.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not doing that again.
Yeah.
Marge, we're not going.
Every other year.
All right. So did they have leftovers?
Did they have leftovers?
The next day.
3 days? A 3-day feast?
A
you're
3-day
saying?
feast.
And then did they have anything left over after that? Probably.
They did. And what they would do is they would remember the pigeons that I still don't believe you guessed pigeons, Allison, but that what they do the next day they would shoot pigeons and they would stuff it with the onions and potatoes and the leftovers of the vegetables from the day before, the couple days before. You guys are really doing this pretty good. What other sorts of meats did
Salmon.
they use? Look at you guys, dried shellfish, and all smoking of all sorts of fish. Are you looking at my computer? How do you know
No,
this?
I mean we're well taught about the festival,
Yeah,
about the whole
the pilgrims.
thing.
We were. I
We
feel
learned
like we
wrong.
were
Let's
there.
admit, we learned it the wrong way when
All
we
right,
were growing
I've
up.
got
but now
just-
we know the truth.
I've just got one more here.
Okay.
What type of pies did they have?
Not pumpkin.
Not pumpkin. That's true.
Apple?
Cherry.
They didn't have pies at all. And do you know why?
Okay, trick
So-
question.
It's a trick question. Of
question.
course. It's in the weeds.
Boo.
Author's choice. Author's choice.
They didn't have ovens.
They didn't have butter,
Oh, they didn't have butter.
so they couldn't make
Was
flaky
there not
crust.
a store there?
No, they didn't bring over anything that really produced milk as a food source.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
the thing about pilgrims is meat, meat, meat. They didn't have a lot of vegetables. It was the Indians that
Who
taught them.
forgot to pack the goat?
It was the Indians that taught them how to use the vegetables because the Indians were the best gardeners in the world. How are we doing? Did you learn anything?
I thought we did. I thought that was a good one. Did
I-
you?
That was.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was good.
Timely.
I
I
learned
liked that
that,
I knew one of the answers.
All right, so one more. Just
I
so
didn't
we're
feel
going
bad.
to
Oh.
squeeze it. Where did green bean casserole come from?
My grandma.
It was a mistake.
It was a mistake.
What?
Terry, how do you do this?
I just like Thanksgiving
All
so
right,
much. I try to
Dorcas
learn as
Riley.
much as I
Okay,
can.
here's the story. Dorcas Riley was a super.
Wait.
Dorcas.
Dorcas?
That's a Bible name. Don't go down that route. Okay. Dorcas Riley was a supervisor in the home economics department of Campbell's Test Kitchen in Camden, New Jersey, and she made her mark on the holiday. From 6 affordable ingredients, she invented the green bean casserole.
Some of the best things are invented by mistake, like gum.
Yeah,
Wait,
that you
gum was
leave
a
on my
mistake?
telephone. Anyway, that's in the
Tootsie
weeds for this
Rolls.
week. A little bit of Thanksgiving.
WD-40.
WD-40.
Mistake.
Yeah, there was WD-39 and 38
right.
and 37.
The Home and Garden Show.
She shoots, she scores. Oh, man. I've missed her for 2 weeks. She can slam you in a heartbeat like
but look
that.
at us now.
Yeah, look at us now.
Man, never
We're all
a
together
mistake.
again.
How long has this show been around?
1996.
I started in 95, but then we combined the Down to Earth show and the home show into one and called it Home and Garden. So I don't know when Dick started, probably in the 30s.
Oh, yeah. I think you did, really.
Hey, we got a
It
break.
was a long time ago.
Home and Garden, right here on 93 WIBC. Thank you for humoring me.
You guys, you should taste this. This is really...
Well, good morning from Central Indiana. We're on Monument Circle in the famous Emmis Building on the 4th floor. It's the Home and Garden Show. We're just 2 Saturdays away from Radiothon, Allison, and that's going to be a big, big production this year.
Yeah, December 13th and 14th, and we're going to be at Sullivan Hardware again, which they're very kind to loaned us a little bit of space over there to have a big stage, and we're going to have some live music on the hour.
Friday morning starts at 6 a.m., and then Saturdays when we have all the production of the songs and
We get till
stuff.
6 o'clock p.m. on Saturday.
Hey, and we are taking your phone calls. It is Small Business Saturday.
But this
We'd
show's
love-
taped.
But this show is taped, yeah.
But we're still taking live
Sorry,
calls.
Terry and I want to apologize for being late.
No, I don't think
to
you
the
do.
Well,
opening
it
of
wouldn't
the
be
show.
so bad if you
seem
were
a little
late, but you're
giggly, so-
laughing and giggling and just,
Well,
you know.
I was
Well, it's
reading.
none of your business what we've been doing.
That's right. I was reading the
Boy.
sign on the inside of the stall here at the Emmis Building, and it says that you only flush toilet paper, and drugs down the toilet.
Is that what it
Everything
said?
else you have to throw in the trash.
The funniest thing I ever saw. in the-
Yeah. And then
Funniest-
it says only if you're being actively pursued by the police.
Oh, well, that's nice of them to at least give us a safe
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
The funniest thing I ever saw in a stall, I had taken a Boy Scout troop up in the mountains of New Mexico, and they had built this brand new latrine. And I went in there, and there on the inside of the stall it says, "Here I sit, cheeks a flexin', giving birth to another Texan." And I still think that that's the funniest thing I've ever read in a bathroom stall. There you go. Obviously, there was some bad
don't-
blood between the New Mexicans and the Texans.
Oh,
Yeah. What do you call the New Mexicoans? We're Hoosiers.
that's what you call them, New Mexico's.
New Mexicoans.
Yeah.
All right. So Terry, why were you laughing?
We were just laughing
again,
because why are we late again?
Yeah. You guys.
She was
I can't
coming from
believe
one
that.
way and I was coming
I
from
can't
the
believe
other.
they let you do the morning show, riding buses, doing all the stuff.
Oh,
you're
we had a
doing.
good time.
We did have a good time.
Did you ever get arrested?
Nope.
Have you ever been to-
Oh, I did go out with state police though a couple of times, not on a date, but for the show to go and see how
Just
it
ride?
works.
Yeah.
And it was terrifying.
Did they do any arrests or anything?
We just stopped. We went on the
Quick check.
interstate and we were just pulling people over that were speeding. But that was scary.
I was a member of the
Glad you lived to tell the tale.
exchange recipes.
I was a member of the sheriff's advisory
Of course you were.
group, and Jack Cotty invited us to take a ride with the sheriff's deputies. And so I carried a pistol at that time because I was still at the plumbing shop, and it was 3 o'clock in the morning, and the deputy says, "You cover the back windows." I go, "What?" We were going to this house to arrest somebody for whatever reason. He says, "I want you in the back window." I said, I don't have a vest. I said, "Okay," but I said, I'm not unholstering my weapon, period. End of stay. He says, "Just watch the back window." So I watched the back window. Sure enough, he comes out the back door, but there was another cop around the side, and he nails him. He tackles
I thought you
him.
were going to say, sure enough, it was the sheriff's house,
Oh,
and he was in there.
but everybody ought to take advantage. If you ever get a chance to ride with police and see what those poor guys have to do, and man,
It's
Well,
a different time too. I mean,
sometimes they're
It
just
is a
garbage
different time, and I
cans.
do know that being a business owner and showing up in the middle of the night, and the police are there, and
they say you go first.
they use me as a human shield.
That's right.
Like I unlock the door, they're all behind.
To be
they're
fair,
behind
it's
me.
your store.
It's my store, so I have to unlock the door. But I've never had that hand put on my shoulder. Move over, son. We've got this.
We had a guy break in.
I'm kidding, of course.
We had a guy
course
break
you
in,
are.
and they brought the dog in, and we always stacked our water heaters 3 high. We had our warehouse, and so this guy that had broken in got up on the second row and had skinnied over and went down between them. So from anywhere you could not see because he was inside boxes on the second row of water heaters. Well, that dog nailed him. I mean, the dog knew exactly where he was. So we sort of moved a couple boxes so that the dog could get up on the second row, and all of a sudden we heard the screaming and hollering. And don't mess with the dogs either. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, I have been around. Someone's breaking in the store, and the deputy sheriff said, "Get in the car," because the dog's coming.
Well, I hated it. They always said, "You go first." I go, "Why do I go first?" He says, "You know where the light switch is."
Yeah, that's what they tell me too.
You know where the light switch is.
Steve joins us on the program. Hi, Steve.
Good morning, Pat. I have a question for Denny about changing shower heads.
Hey, Steve, unfortunately, this show has been pre-recorded, so we are unable to actually
I pre-recorded my answer. I just can't remember the
answer
question.
the question.
So, Denny, we're changing shower heads in our bathroom from just the one that comes with just the regular shower head to one that's got a shower head and a wand to it.
Okay.
Do I have to do anything to reinforce that pipe, or just because I'm putting on it won't matter on the way to the shower head?
Does it hang on the gooseneck that comes out of the wall? Is that how it supports it, or do you
Yes.
put in? Oh, right. No, you don't have to do a thing. You do want to use Teflon tape on the threads because they will leak. You don't necessarily have to use pipe dope, but as long as that's the way the design comes, that little gooseneck with the hook for the wand, you should be in good shape, Steve.
Steve, I kind of see you now taking the handheld in your hand and then slipping on soap and then going down with it and actually pulling the entire pipe out of the wall through the tile.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, wow.
That is not too far from potential truth.
Yeah,
there.
that's where I would be.
Hey, it's good to hear from you, Steve.
Yeah, and first of all, and I want to say that, the radio stream worked really well. I enjoyed listening to Turkey Fest from my hotel room on Saturday afternoon in Barcelona, Spain.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
really?
told us that.
Very
That's
nice.
really pretty cool.
Yes.
That was a
So you're able to
fun event.
You're able to listen to Turkey Fest from Broad Ripple to Barcelona.
There you go. And you could have
There's an
gone
ad.
out in Barcelona and seen the sights and, the new, did they finally finish that church in Barcelona?
The La Sagrada Familia.
Yeah.
They're still 20 years. They're 20 years away, but they're starting to start the renovation on the first part they completed next year.
Right. But when you're 20 years away on a project that has been hundreds of years, isn't that like just starting the punch list?
They're still working. They're still working on the central tower. They have a big crane up there. But I will tell you, that is one impressive edifice there. And Denny, the work of Gaudi would make a great in the weep sometime.
Oh, I might do that. I
thanks,
don't know if you
Steve.
heard, but Notre Dame Cathedral opened up this weekend. It's been 4 years since the big fire, and they've opened it back up, and so now you can go in. But Steve, did you enjoy Barcelona? Did you go to a bullfight or anything?
No, they don't have bullfighting anymore in Barcelona. That's illegal. However, but thanks to the great recommendation of Andrew Sullivan and Lauren, we went to a paella class there,
Oh, good.
and the paella class was just amazing. So a shout out to Pat's son, Andrew,
There you go.
for that suggestion.
The world traveler.
World traveler indeed. Good to
Yeah.
hear you, Steve. Or maybe we'll
Yeah,
see
he
you
is. Well-
during Radiothon.
Denny, are you working Friday morning, or is Tony Katz actually going to make the trip from Carmel down to Sullivan Hardware?
They
Now that he hit-
haven't got the starting lineup, but normally Terry and I do the 6 to 9 on that Friday morning. I hope
All right, well,
I hope that happens.
We'll see you 6 to 9 then on Friday morning 2 weeks.
Oh, wait a
Denny.
minute. The coach hasn't called the squad yet. We don't know.
Yeah. All right, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
See you, man.
Oh, he's gone.
He's done.
He's done with you.
Well, Denny started arguing with him.
I didn't
Probably
argue with him. I
probably hurt his
I
feelings.
appreciate the promotion, but who does that? Is it Matthew that does the or the,
Yes.
Yeah, Matthew.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
What is
Whatever.
it, 2 weeks away?
Yeah,
2
it
weeks
is.
away.
And, that's the thing. We're so close to Christmas
Man.
from Thanksgiving. It's
I
just
know.
so close.
It's so short.
And here's the thing: I got your Christmas present, Pat, and I've got Terry's, but I'm at a loss for Allison and Ethan. I can't figure out what to do for Christmas presents this year.
Yeah, it's funny. I had a really good idea, and this is always what happens to me. I have a really good idea, but I forgot.
You forget to write it down.
Forgot to write it down. Even like notes for the
You've
show.
got notes. You've got notes on your
I
phone.
have notes for the show.
Oh, I have.
that I just wrote down when I walked in here, and I'll look and I go, what the hell does that mean? I forget what my own notes mean.
So when
I actually
do you,
have your note for Denny's gift on my phone.
You do?
Yeah,
Allison?
Thank you.
How did you do that?
because he
Because
told
she
me.
knew I would forget.
He said, "Oh, that's so smart. Everybody needs somebody like that."
Would you
a
share it with?
backup.
You know what? I am very lucky.
Yes, you are.
Because Becky, Kate in our office, or as we
Allison.
like to call corporate Kate,
Corporate Kate.
Allison, Arden, all of them.
And the
all
guy that
sounds
runs
like
the
women.
trains, who's the guy that...
Molly.
Yeah,
Sandy.
Molly,
Don't forget all the
Aaron.
guys. What about the guy that runs the train station? He's amazing.
Yeah. We were talking about my personal life, though, Den.
Oh,
Which is a lot
These
of
are
women.
people. Yes,
lot
it's
of
a lot of
women.
women.
it's
a
a
lot of
harem.
women.
That's what it is.
It
It's a
takes
harem.
a village of women
Yes.
to keep you upright.
Yes. So I had to do, Channel 13 invited me down with Santa Claus to do a little thing on the noon news
Yesterday.
on last Tuesday.
Oh, last Tuesday.
Last Tuesday.
To invited you down to where?
To their station, which I've never been to. I've worked there for a
10th
number of
and
years.
Meridian? Yeah.
Yep. And so, what's the one funny thing is Santa said to me, he said, "Why are we going there?" I said, "Let me tell you something about the media, Santa. We're going down there to kill a segment."
Or two.
But I had to say it out loud to corporate Kate. I said, "Kate, I need to leave here to go to Channel 13." And she texts me, it's like, "This is your notice. You need to leave right now."
Wow.
So
Wow.
Did you make it in
You're
time?
very,
We
very
did.
lucky.
Has the segment run?
it was live.
Oh, I thought you said you had. Okay.
No, well, killing,
2 weeks ago, they were dealing with Santa
no,
Claus 2
last Tuesday.
Oh, last Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah. Was that this week? Yep, it's still this week.
Doesn't Thanksgiving make it
weird.
seem like a weekend?
All right, let's take one more call.
All right.
Oh.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. The poor
Ethan
boy's
said to have
giving
a
you the
break.
break sign.
No, he was doing a new dance,
Oh.
No,
waving his hands.
give the kid a break.
It's Jeff, regular
morning.
Jeff. Hi, Jeff.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back, Allison.
Oh, thank you.
were sorely missed. I mean, you're all over, kid, from the Home and Garden to Hammer and Nigel to Tony Kennett, and I can keep going. Man, I mean, they're going to be happy to have you back for real.
Oh,
As well.
thanks. It's good to be back.
Yeah. Now, Machu Picchu, I've learned a lot about that over the years, whether it was from Jimmy Church, the Lady in Punnet, or Giorgio Tsoukalos, whatever, from the ancient shows and Coast to Coast and all that. So it's amazing that, that's just one of the civilizations. They said that they haven't even found like 10% of the ones that are still have not been uncovered because they're so deep in the jungle. But it reminds me of an old movie with Sean Connery called The Medicine Man in
Oh boy, I
1992.
feel like we got who on.
No, 1992 though. Did you ever see that movie called Medicine Man where he was looking for the cure for cancer in the top
Jeff,
of the
he has
tree?
just insulted you. He is calling you Charles the Genius the Second.
I know that's where it was.
That's what he's
but
doing.
I got him last week, and he said, "I'll talk to you next hour," so I was going to let him go with it.
Okay.
Medicine
fine.
Man has a 17% on Rotten Tomatoes, so it must be good.
Wow.
And Denny, one last thing, Denny, for you.
Yeah.
The funniest thing I ever saw was, unfortunately, I had to use a little portalets in my trade. I was using one time, and it said, "Get up close, don't dribble on your feet. The crabs in here can jump 20 feet."
Oh, that's a good one.
Have you ever heard the one? This is normally at a lot of airplane hangars. Pilots with short props and low manifold pressure
say
need
that
to
all
step
the
a
time.
little bit closer to the cockpit. And I like humor like that from the
I
bathroom.
think it's.
Thanks, Jeff.
See you, Jeff. All right, we have to take one more call because it's Greg Hansberry.
Our old producer?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Greg,
Hello.
All the way from Ohio?
all the way.
No, I'm in Indianapolis. It's Turkey Day.
Oh,
I see.
You should come by for a visit.
you should.
Well, I'm not that close.
Yeah.
Oh,
Translation, there's no way I'm coming
He's not-
back. What's up, Hansberry?
I wanted to call and give Ethan a shout out. I used to have his job. He's just doing a fantastic job.
Yes, he is.
you though.
You know what? I like you, Greg. Thank you.
Yeah. Greg.
Yeah, see?
Greg was literally the most laid back.
God, he was like on
Poured up
Quaaludes.
I have ever
I mean, he
seen.
was so laid
He
back.
just lay back in the
Cool.
chair and going,
Cool guy.
"Yeah, we're off the air."
And he lived in a haunted house. Remember the haunted house stories?
Right.
Yeah,
The Benton House in Irvington.
So cool.
yeah. And Greg's Greg's still in radio.
He's got his own
in
show.
Columbus.
He's got his own show.
I'm in Columbus, and I've got I was at the Benton House. Now I have a paranormal podcast because I'm into it. I'm all into
That's
it.
so cool. What is it called, Greg? What's it called?
Yeah, the Empty Coffin.
Empathy.
Ooh.
The empty coffin?
The Empty.
Empathy.
Empty.
Oh, the empty
not
coffin.
empathy.
Okay, you know what? That's
Yeah,
much,
like.
okay.
Yeah.
That makes so much more sense. The empty, because when I thought Greg would never use a word like that.
No, that's too many syllables. I don't know that one.
Hey, how's your show? You got the morning show?
I'm in Columbus, Ohio. I'm part of a team. That's right.
Really
In
cool.
the mornings. In the mornings.
Yeah.
They're the lucky.
Right, yeah.
They're the lucky ones. They got Greg Hansberry.
I never thought I could get up early, but I guess sometimes you got to for a paycheck.
Yeah.
Hey, tell us about. Have you got kids? Do they know you're famous?
I have 2 kids, and they don't want anything to do with me. They think I'm the biggest loser.
Well, welcome to parenthood.
I got exactly a 6-year-old boy, or excuse me, a 6th grader boy. He's 12, and then a 9-year-old daughter in 4th grade.
Oh my gosh!
great.
Well, congratulations. We miss you, Greg. You were a good one
Yeah,
for sure.
truly.
You were a good one.
Well, I love you, miss you guys too. That's why every time I'm in town, I got to listen and call in and say, hey.
Sounds good.
Well,
Don't be a
that's great.
stranger.
So
okay?
what's so the
Yeah.
name of the podcast again is the
empty coffin?
Empty Coffin.
Empty Coffin. Yeah,
So-
yeah.
because-
And it's all about like vampires and ghosts and that kind of stuff.
Because I remember when you were at the Benton House, there was something down where you did the laundry. Didn't you see something down there?
Oh, yeah. Good memory. There was a laundry, washer and dryer in the basement, and I'm down there in the middle of the night doing laundry because I was like 21 and, was up all hours of the night doing laundry in the middle of the night, and the washing machine started all by itself. And it freaked me out. I flipped up on all the lights, then I left and drove and stayed at my parents' house for the night.
Yeah, you're still the brave one, Greg.
Yeah.
Still the brave one.
Yeah.
Well, good to hear from you, brother. You take care.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for taking my
see you.
call. Love you all. Happy
Christmas.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
All right, see you, Greg.
too.
He was fun.
It was really fun.
It's so cool. He's got his kids are growing up so fast. I mean,
Yeah.
he really is one of the best. Love
Yeah.
him.
I remember being at his wedding. The backyard. It's one of those weddings. It's great. Good time. All right, 239-9393. Coming right back with more 93 WIBC. Hey, good morning. Pat Sullivan here. My friends Denny, Terry, Allison are decorating the studio. So during a spot that I was doing for, I think it was for Gutter Helmet, I was timing myself. So, there's a little timer on my console. We try not to go over too far. And then when I wanted to turn it off, I accidentally hit the dump button. So then I dumped what turned out to be the commercial for my business. So I thought I'd go over a few things. Now, I was going to mention, I've never done that before. I was going to mention the train at our Keystone location starts running, but it only runs at half capacity till 2 o'clock. So if you're bothered by bigger crowds, then this would be a great time because we're running at half capacity until 2 o'clock, 3/4 capacity until 4 or 5 o'clock, and then full capacity. So that's probably, I would say, you really have to be hardy to do that, to go in after 5 o'clock. But you can get there. You can always get there. But I'm just saying, if you're bothered by it, this would be a great time because we are at half capacity. Did we ever put out that?
Actually, I was getting ready to say, if you want to see when the best times are for low train traffic, SullivanHardware.com, right on the front page, we have like a little calendar that says how much train traffic there is, and so you can kind of plan your day around that. It's kind of nice.
It's kind of funny. Train traffic.
Because a lot of people just don't know.
Yeah, and sometimes you just want to go in the store to get a couple things, and if you end up during the busiest time, it's kind of hard to shuffle through. So
Right.
we just want to help the customers out.
Yep. So we thought that would be good.
Yeah, on the website.
So yesterday on the train, and I think this was very similar to what happened on our roadways, everything was going along fine, but the snow, which was not predicted in that
There was
amount.
a lot of snow coming down. I don't know if it was sticking, but it was coming down.
Well, and it wasn't. There was enough heat in the, we run on concrete or the train, and then all of a sudden, just like the roadways, the bridges were a sheet of ice. Oh. I mean, the accidents on Keystone alone was amazing. But where we were running, all of a sudden, I had told the guys, I don't like to put salt down because it's for the underneath carriages of the trains. It really kind of hurts them, so I really try to be careful. And so I said, no, it looks like there's enough heat in the concrete that it's all melting. And just like that, we had a battle on our hands to get ice melt down.
Do you have snow tires on the trains?
No.
No. Okay.
No. There's one tire. It's just.
Do you have studs on the tire?
No, Denny.
No. Okay.
It's just it's a fake train. So, but I'm telling you, we had 7 trains running. And
sliding,
turning onto downtown North Pole.
Kids would like it more.
Yeah, that's a 90-degree turn on downtown North Pole, and that thing wanted to go, almost went right in the bell shop, Clarence's bell shop.
Oh my gosh!
Can you tell them to slow down?
Well, they're going pretty slow, but I'm just telling you. But we got, the guys worked really quickly. And we got ice melt down, but man, the roads last night, I'm telling you.
If you're not on Instagram or Facebook for Sullivan Hardware, there are some beautiful videos that are put there. Pat coaching the engineers and the Pat coaching, all the conductors and stuff. Pat, that's really funny stuff. You ought to might think about doing a radio show someday.
Yeah,
you got a sense of humor.
Oh well, it's just really, you know what it is, like so many comics, just the pain.
Just the pain.
The pain coming out.
Hey, how many planes, trains, and automobiles vignettes did you get sent to you yesterday for Thanksgiving? Remember planes, trains, and automobiles?
Yeah,
John Candy.
I didn't get any.
You didn't get any?
No.
About the rental car? You didn't get any of them?
No.
Okay.
Who's sending them to you? Like
just my friends.
Online or?
Yeah, they send them to you. They can text you, but they're all, from those vignettes.
I don't have anybody that sends me anything.
What? Oh, your phone goes off every 5 freaking minutes in studio. Don't tell me you don't have anybody.
That's just work.
That's just work.
So,
what did they send you? I'm confused.
The vignettes from a movie, the funny lines that are in a movie. They're on YouTube someplace.
Maybe WKRP in Cincinnati.
Yes, did you see that one about "As God Is My Witness"? I thought turkeys can fly. Somebody sent me that one too.
Okay, so memes or
memes. I'm sorry.
Okay,
memes.
Well, we were saying vignettes, and I wasn't really sure what you meant by that. I didn't. That's why I was asking.
That's all right. You've been in Mexico.
I have not.
Oh, you've been in Peru.
It's a little different.
Okay.
This show has been pre-recorded, but we can still take your call at 239-9393.
I think it's funny that the spot that you dumped with the dump button was your
my
own.
Yeah, that was actually really lucky.
I was trying
that really was
to shut a timer off, and I ended up dumping my own commercial.
God, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Yeah.
Hey, we need to break, Cowboy.
Do we?
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, does anyone else, did I say this? I woke up this morning thinking, I got to get to church because I normally go to 5 o'clock.
Thanksgiving
I thought it was Sunday.
Thanksgiving always feels like it's a weekend.
I had no idea I had radio this morning. I thought I was going to church.
Were you more disappointed to come here?
I really was.
We can do confession and baptism.
Oh, yeah, we can do a confession.
We can even do circumcisions, Pat, depending on where you want to go with that one.
But
I'll let you take reign on that.
As Beth said, she did go, well, at least you get to sit down.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
That's true.
So 239-9393. Jump on board. We're coming. Oh, we were supposed to be playing What You Buying?
Yeah.
What you buying?
Anything local. If you guys are out doing Small Business Saturday today, let us know where you're going.
Yeah, what you selling? Yeah, we'll take small businesses. What you selling? All right, coming right back, 93 WIBC.
Well, we've started the decoration process here in the 4th floor studios of the MS building. Home and Garden is going to show the rest of the crews how to decorate for Christmas. Allison's hung the lights. Pat's debugging the lights right now. But joining us right now is somebody. It's a small business. Her name's Elizabeth. Elizabeth, welcome to Home and Garden. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How you guys doing?
Good, good. So what you doing?
Well, I'm working today.
Small business?
No.
Okay.
But I do have a question about a small business that I heard you guys talking about. And this was a different show, but it was a candle company that makes custom-made scents.
Yeah, Terry knows all about the custom candles. It's a fella that used to do a lot of different things, and he got into candles, and he sponsored our segment on, just all this craft corner stuff. So, Terry, you think you could help her with what the name of the candle guy is?
Well, it's Kevin's Candles and Crafts, and
Kevin's Candle and Crafts.
Kevin's Candles and Crafts, and he's out of Greenfield, and I'm sure he's probably listening. He normally just sells his wares at he's a truck driver, so he normally does festivals and shows and events and through the summer. So I'm not sure if he's doing it right now, but if you will. Let's see, I was going to say if you give me your phone number, what kind of...
Send Terry an email at terry@wibc.com. And Terry is with an I, Terri at WIBC.com.
That's good.
And you know what? And he makes some great... One of the top sellers is Grandma's Ashes.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a long story, but Grandma didn't make it to the ground. I'll just say that.
But it's a lovely candle, and he can make custom stuff for you. He's just terrific, and I love that he's a local. We shop.
Yeah,
local,
me
support
too.
Local. So I appreciate your call. If you'll send me an email, I'll make sure we get a response to you.
Well, I have a favorite small business, too, if you want to hear about that.
Yes, we do.
Absolutely.
Okay. It's called The Green Bean.
Oh, sure.
Have you heard about that?
The Green Bean in Cumberland?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been there a few times myself.
What is it? What kind of shop?
It's a coffee shop and a craft shop and an antique shop.
Oh, that's great.
It's just really nice. Yeah.
But see what they do? They've combined entertainment and experience with their crafts and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a very smart business.
And they really do make delicious, all kinds of pastries, and you get your coffees and your whatever you want, your smoothies and everything. And the people that owned it used to own DeFore's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's one of the sisters, DeFore's, that was in Irvington. The sisters the DeFore family ran the DeFore's, kind of the cafe, little restaurant.
Okay.
Elizabeth, Pat has a glazed over look. He has no idea what Terry's talking about.
Well, I was thinking of a chocolate company.
Oh, DeFore's.
Is there a DeFore?
I do something.
DeBrand.
That's close enough.
DeFore's,
different thing altogether.
Don't forget DeFowles, the Chevrolet dealer. You got them all, Pat.
Yeah, I got it.
But a cool local shop, and thank you for bringing up the Green Bean, because it's a good one.
Okay. All right.
Elizabeth, thanks. And get ready
You're
for
welcome.
Santa Claus and the baby Jesus are 25 days away. Get
I
ready.
am. Thank you. You
All right.
too.
We'll
All right, see you.
Bye-bye.
Oh.
I like it when people remember small businesses like that.
Yeah,
and
Small
really wanna
Business
do it.
Saturday, everybody.
And Kevin's Candles, man, that guy took care of us.
Grandma's Ashes.
It was.
That was the candle he gave me.
I love that he got your sense of humor. He's listened so long that he knows your sense of
Yeah.
humor, and created a candle. It's funny.
Yeah.
Good guy. We'll get that information to you, Elizabeth, for sure. How to get a hold of Kevin.
If you've got a small business you want to recognize, give us a call, 239-9393. Area code's 317-239-9393. And as Pat always says, we're brought to you by the Michaelis Corporation.
Yes, that's right, Danny. We are. It's
Water?
well, I was just I was working up the emotion.
Oh.
You were looking for your cheat
This
sheet.
is kind of a tough time of year for you.
It's more than just words.
Yeah. So
Because you know what? Yesterday is the day 10 years ago that Michaelis came to my house
because you burned it down.
because I set it on fire.
We were at that
Scary.
day we were at B Window, and I started laughing, and you were being serious, and I really thought it was a joke, and then all of a sudden we realized you really had burnt the house down, and of course I gave you such a hard time by the time I got to church the next morning. The little old ladies in the church, they let me have it. Jay said, what type of sympathy and compassion for your partner of all those years?
You know what? That is to be expected. No one got hurt.
Well,
Beth woke up because the smoke detector went off. And she was kind of, getting ready to, but, I think, well, what if she was in the shower or something like that and didn't hear it?
well, she wouldn't have been burned.
Have you guys seen? I really am asking for fire extinguishers this year for Christmas from Santa. But have you seen the blankets?
The blanket, yeah.
I have two of them.
What do we think about that?
You know what?
I'm a believer.
Yeah, and
In the
I saw
blanket?
them over at, I think, one of the news stations was doing their Turkey Day safety, and they had a fire blanket they were throwing.
They really
They're
were
pretty reasonably priced.
Yeah,
and
they
I see
smother
them
it
all
and
over
they don't
social
burn.
media.
But whenever
Plus,
we had,
it seems like when you're in a panic, and it's something like that, would be way easier to get that blanket open. I mean, I think you want to have both.
Yeah.
But everyone trying to figure out the fire extinguisher.
Right. Well, I had a grease fire a long time ago, and it was terrifying. And I knew better, but you just in such a panic that I grabbed the water, threw the water on it, and then it just spread, went up the curtains, and because no on water.
Right.
But I just panicked. I was hitting it with my hands.
Yeah.
I was trying to bat it out with it was just total panic.
I mean, Beth called 911 and gave our address of a place that we lived when we were kids.
Wow. But I get it. I really do get it. You're just in total, your brain just stops and just all you think about is get it out.
Yeah. So the next day, that was Friday. And then the great thing, I mean, you always look for.
Oh, sure. The sunshine.
The sunshine. And so we had to replace all our clothes. And it was Black Friday, and I got underwear at half off.
Steal.
Underwear and T-shirts. It's like, who's the dumb one now?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then the next day on the radio, we were at B Window, and I forget who was running the board at the time. After the fire, the very emotional, I burnt the house down, and we were living in, we stayed in in Forest Hills. Our friends at Phillinworth, they have a kind of a probably illegally zoned apartment, and we stayed in there for 8 months. But anyways, so the guys who was running the board, they played a song with fire in it on every bump music.
Wow.
We didn't start the fire. I mean,
Sure.
it just went fire and rain. Every break was something.
Oh, man. And how did you feel about that?
I thought it was funnier than you know what.
You did?
Yep. You can
There's
replace.
the sunshine.
It's the sunshine. Hey, we're coming right back. 93 WIBC.
well, here we are coming up on the 11 o'clock hour at Home and Garden, and Ethan has a shout out for a small business.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Pat Sullivan here, along with Denny Smith.
That's a testosterone move, ladies and gentlemen. Pat's the best.
Allison.
I want to hear about Ethan's dad.
Well, we will in time. Award-winning broadcaster Terry Stacy here. This is
Hall of Fame broadcaster.
Hall of Fame broadcaster, a completely pre-recorded show.
I don't think she ever won anything, but she's Hall of Fame broadcaster.
But we're still taking your calls live at 239-9393. Today is Small Business Saturday, and our own Ethan, who runs the board for us, his father has a small business that is a very, very interesting business. And a lot of people thought, it's like, wow, I didn't think that would actually be a business. Go ahead and tell everyone.
Yeah, so that's interesting for you to say because it is a handyman business.
Oh, well, who knew that was going to happen?
Boy,
So-
stumble bumble.
CP Services, if you're ever down north.
CP, like
he's-
chocolate pie.
Yeah, it's his initials, but
Okay.
he's sweet like chocolate pie. So.
Oh, that's your
That
father.
was good, Ethan.
You see what he did?
So where is he located?
So he's up north. We're closer to South Bend.
Okay.
But for the right price, I'm sure, he's
Yeah, he'd
willing to
come on
travel
down.
wherever you need him.
So does he do
CP.
plumbing, electrical,
He's a handyman.
drywall?
Yeah,
He'll watch the kids.
He can do it, and if he can't do it, he'll watch YouTube do it, and then he'll do it. So it's going to get done either way.
Wow.
So
Is that what he's always done?
that is
Has his own
so
business
true.
like that?
no, he was in IT for all of his life, and then he got tired of IT, and he was like,
Well, he's
"Let's
got to
make
be
a big
pretty
switch."
young because you're a young guy.
Yeah, he's 50-ish.
50-ish, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So did IT and then,
Yeah, just made the jump. He's like, I'm going to
you
open
know
a
what?
business.
There is such demand for handymen.
Yes.
It is unbelievable.
You know, that's the number one request that I get. Do you just have somebody who
know.
can, like, change the bulb in my oven? For older people, they can't do certain
We have
Right.
people call the store all the time and ask for handymans.
I know.
Yeah. If you are a
And then-
handyman, please give us a call, 239-9393. We'll put you on the list.
I mean, on the good list.
On the
The
Not
naughty
s-
or nice list.
Not Santa's list.
Ethan, how do we find your dad in the company?
So if you wanted to look him up, he is on Facebook. Again, CP Services. Up north, but willing to
north.
travel if needed.
Like Carmel.
Wow, it sounds like an escort service.
Yeah, 239-9393.
Yeah.
I was talking to someone that was coming from the train at our store, And they said, yeah, it's like Santa was like, he just like, he said, do you have a cell phone? And I said, yeah. And he just grabbed the cell phone and took a selfie of himself.
That's pretty cool.
And I said, oh, that's got to be Santa Cop. And I said, show me who it is. And sure enough, Santa Cop.
Santa Cop.
Who is a retired IMPD guy. And it's like, that's exactly,
Every Santa has their
They
own
got their
personality.
shtick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since the kids aren't listening, how many Santas does
I
it
can't
take?
tell you.
Okay.
But there's more than, there's helpers. We've got a lot of helpers.
Well, how many Santa helpers are there?
Like 12.
Like 12.
Yeah.
Wow.
Santa Cop, by the way, has the bluest eyes you've ever seen.
Yeah.
In your
Looks like
life.
Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. That's
Yeah.
a good.
He sure does.
That's
Santa
a really good
Chronicles, yeah.
comparison.
He's got a new suit this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, looking sharp. Then we have Country Santa. Country Santa.
Got-
Country Santa looks at the little girl. Darling, you sure look beautiful.
Now, does Santa wear black cowboy boots or does he?
No.
He has
No,
Santa
he's,
boots.
He's from Ohio. He comes over and stays the month. So,
Wow, that'll make your heart beat a little faster when he calls you darling.
darling, you sure do. And he's actually so good. And always talking about the families. Do you have to take care of each other? They're all very good. Then we have English Santa.
Well, they've all been taught by the best.
Do they have Australian? Oi, mate.
No,
What you want
no,
for?
no, don't have an Aussie. But Santa Gus went with me to the Channel 13 thing.
How'd he do?
He did great.
I mean, how can you screw up ho ho ho? But
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
you can.
okay, so we're checking in. So we're checking in to Channel 13, and they have high security. So you go into a booth before the door opens, and you have to fill out your name. I said, Gus, I will be extremely disappointed if you don't write down Santa Claus on that. That's what he put.
Did he put Santa?
He put Santa Claus.
did they let him in?
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy.
That's great.
Yeah. And then, of course, Santa Dave.
And
who's
of
a very
course, Santa
funny
Dave.
Santa.
Speaking of
Wilson.
small business,
That's right.
Oh,
Dave the
small
King Wilson
business,
just
yeah.
opened up his brand new
15,
Santa Pit
15,
Stop.
Main Street and Speedway.
Yep, great location, the coolest Christmas decor. You're gonna like it, all with a racing theme.
Yeah, it's really cool. So, and they're doing really well. I'm very happy for them.
Me too.
But, they're retailers now. So they're experiencing the ups and downs,
Right.
which you just do, especially on a new business. One day's
I'm
great, and
sure.
then one day is like, you go, well, where'd everybody go? That's just how retail is.
You have to be fearless.
Yeah. So, but anyways, they get new merchandise like all the time. Dave's always, what he's complaining about? The cardboard. He goes, there's so much cardboard. It's cardboard.
From all the boxes
Yeah.
of stuff,
Just,
inventory.
and you know how gift stuff is, it's, packed like styrofoam, cardboard, paper. It's just like,
yeah, to protect it.
Yeah.
Protect all the stuff.
yeah. So that is I'm trying to think if he's over there. He appears as Santa in his own shop. He's got a certain, but I'm not sure if he's with us or over there today.
When I was at your store, last time we were at your store, and I thought about this, how much retailers lose, because while I was there, I experienced in two separate instances glass balls being dropped off the trees
Yeah.
and shattered, and some kid just kicking it underneath the tree.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, what do?
You let the
just
staff
gotta-
know so we can clean it up.
But anyway, so I was thinking at that time, I wonder how much retailers that are
A lot.
right now with all the Christmas fragile stuff.
Last year, it's just part of CODB, cost of doing
Right.
business. Last year we have these balls. It's called a moon ball. It's like an old Super Ball, but the kids love them, right?
Bouncy balls.
And they're bouncing this thing around, and this kid bounced it, and it went over and took out 2 Christmas martini glasses.
Oh my gosh.
And somebody at the gift, I think it was one of the gift ladies, was really upset. It's like, oh, these balls. I looked at her, it's like, we sell $10,000 of those balls in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Buy some
Really?
new glasses.
Wow. That's some
Yeah.
serious.
Fair enough.
Man.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
kind of what it
The
comes
life
down
of a
to.
retailer. You ought to write a book, The Life of a Retailer, or The Life of a Hardware Guy.
Yeah.
I think it should be a reality show.
It starts with waking up in the morning, I look in the mirror and I say, it's all my fault.
Oh,
Then he pops his Lexapro and off he goes.
that's just a husband shirt.
And I
it's
do.
all
It's
my
just
fault.
That's
like,
what it should be called.
yeah.
Hey.
It's all
That's
my
the
fault.
name of the show.
Yeah, it's all my fault. Okay. Hey, listen. I know this wasn't a great hour, but next hour is going to be huge.
Wow.
Right here on 93 WIBC. Hey, good morning. Happy Small Business Saturday. Mass Ave is always a hot spot to go for small biz. A lot of shops over there. Got some deals going on.
Yeah, there are pockets everywhere.
Yeah.
Broad Ripple, Fountain Square, that are all doing something.
Do you like shopping?
I do.
Wow.
I do, but mostly, yeah, I guess I really do.
Because I find that it's like some people enjoy it.
about
Like
it.
there's an experience part of shopping.
Yeah, I still like
and
it
then-
better, but
Used to like it
still
better.
like it.
Yeah.
Do you like
to
shopping?
What do you like to shop for?
Mostly myself.
Well, that's okay.
No,
You know, you're an expert on yourself.
No, I like shopping. What do I like shopping for? Whatever it is that I'm shopping for. But I'm one of those people that no matter what I have a goal set in mind, there's no goal. Once I really get into it.
My wife's going to
really?
kill me
You know,
for
there's
telling
no-
you this, but Jenny Mac went out to find blue jeans, and I didn't know how many different types of blue jeans there are. My Lord, especially for women.
Women's clothes are a nightmare.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how they do it.
Well, I don't either, but you're right.
And blue jeans aren't just blue jeans anymore.
The average woman has 17 pair of jeans.
Wow.
Really?
I'm probably 17. The older you get, Allison, here's the thing. The older you get, you just keep
That's
your
3.
old jeans. You just continue to keep your old jeans, like the
Like I'm going to fit in those again?
Well,
I have some of those. It's like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what?
you do.
I'm going to fit in those.
The older you
Your
get, the
gold
more you
jeans.
collect. You can't part with jeans. Jeans are hard to part with.
They are hard to find, I will say. I hate shopping for jeans.
I love shopping for jeans.
Ugh.
I do. There's so many.
You just
types
said you
of
love
jeans.
shopping. See, if people don't love shopping,
See, I like going. There was a place in down in Florida, around Fort Myers, that I forget the name of it, and someone will know. This place is famous. It is crazy. There's like a bar in there. There's
For
a
clothes?
full
Like a-
restaurant.
you're talking
No,
about Buc-ee's?
no, it's more of a I guess you'd say a grocery store.
Oh,
Fresh produce, but a lot of. But I mean, it's just crazy with the amount of people. It's
There's
like
two
a
places.
tourist attraction.
I like Duluth Trading Post and Bass Pro Shops. I love going in there just to see what all's going on. And it's not just the gear, but they have clothes too, and I like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
it's when I like in the middle of the week, I do like just to go someplace and just walk around.
Middle of the week's good because
And
nobody else is
nobody
shopping.
else is there. But there's some stores I missed that I could always count on, and they're just gone. Do you all remember Paul Harris and Gatso's?
Yeah.
Yes.
GC Murphy's.
I mean, I knew I'd find exactly what I wanted when I went into this
Murphy's
place.
and the cheese popcorn.
I don't know what it's like. I wonder what it's like down south. John, do you like going shopping?
No, I don't care for it. Sometimes it depends on the mood. So yeah.
Now, do you go into sports
Something,
stores or do you
right?
go into clothes stores?
I love malls, and I'm sad to see what's going on because it was more than just kind of shopping. It was our social experience, right? And now the social experience is so drastically changed over the past 2-3 decades that malls were useful than more. I never had any money most of the time when I went to the Bloomington College Mall, but they had Aladdin's Castle, play video games. I always had kind of a way to kind of move around the Bloomington Mall. I always go to Super X drugstore and look at the heavy metal magazines, right? See if they had any of the Penthouses or Playboys out there where I could get a hold of them.
That weren't in a bag still.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'd go, the video disc players just had come out, so I'd go up on the second floor of JCPenney and watch Escape from Alcatraz while it was always playing on there a little bit. I'd walk around and go to Aladdin's Castle, hang out. But it was always the social experience that I think we're losing. But
I agree.
Carrie, I bet, shopped at the county seat. Carrie, do you remember the county
bet I
seat?
do.
that
You
sold
know I
nothing
do.
but
Of course I do. I loved the county seat. There's so many stores that I keep thinking about this. I keep thinking I went to Washington Square a couple weeks ago. 50th anniversary of that place. And it's a place that I just loved so very much all through my growing up years and beyond. And there's one lone popcorn guy that has been there since the very beginning, this popcorn guy, and that's all I recognize. There's nothing there anymore, and I think, is it really dead? Is the idea, the concept of a shopping mall, is it gone?
No
completely?
Orange Julius, none of that?
Gone.
Oh.
And so you do wonder, is it just completely over?
Yeah,
I
think
they're gonna, for a mall.
It just needs to get, redone. I mean, look at Glendale.
Yeah.
Glendale was a mall, but now it is thriving. But
Look
it's not
at
a mall.
Circle Center Mall.
thriving?
Look at Circle Center Mall.
There's a Lowe's there. There's a Target.
Still movie theater.
Movie theater. There is Five Below. Is that a thing? Five Below?
Five Below is a thing.
Old Navy.
Old Navy is there. Yeah.
Oh, in Glendale?
Yep.
It used to be great, though. It was like a Galleria. It was upstairs, and that was so 80s, Galleria style, like Glendale. That's what I loved about that, and that's what I miss. And like I said, it's still like the movie theaters. You'd meet in front of the movie theaters, too, and we didn't have a food court then in the Bloomington Mall. You had a Luca Pizza, and you had just a huge McDonald's in there, too. And the first Chick-fil-A I ever saw was in the Bloomington College Mall.
Well, you had an MCL cafeteria inside the mall.
Yeah,
that was very rare.
The MCL cafeteria right down by the movie theater. You know what's funny about speaking of movies, I haven't seen one in the theater since September 21st, 1998, as I've told you before. But I can remember every movie that I've ever seen and what theater I saw it in.
That's
absolutely
unbelievable.
All the way back.
Man, you have got a memory. Have you ever been tested
gosh, that's
for
funny.
Useless knowledge?
No.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that his IQ is in the 130s.
I think that's
Easy.
amazing. What about Splash? Did you ever see Splash, and where'd you see it?
What did I see? What?
Splash?
Flash Gordon?
No, just
Splash, like Splash in the
I think
water.
it was a Ronnie Howard movie, Splash. A mermaid comes to life, Tom Hanks.
Splash. I didn't see that at the movie theater. How about that?
Okay.
I didn't go to the movie theater to see that. I saw Lost Boys in the Von Lee, however, right? I saw Pet Sematary in the Von Lee. I saw Star Wars, the original, in the Princess Theater in Bloomington. Here's one for you. I saw The Shining, 1980. In the Village Theater in Bloomington.
That's 44 years ago, John. 44 years ago.
Did you bring up a good question about my IQ? The reason why that I can't pass, the whole prerequisite of getting through the door because I'm so dumb in all other aspects.
No.
I can't get to the point like I know stuff that I want to know, and the stuff that I don't want to know, I'm as dumb as a rock about.
I would bet. No, I'm not buying it. I would bet money you're in the 130s easily just because of closure. The way you can bring everything together very, very quickly in your mind and your photographic memory. No, John, you're easily in the 130s. That's
kind of what we do, though. That's what we're all about. You guys can do the same thing. You just end up tying up conversations that you started, and you want to have an end result in what you do. You guys do the same thing there every day.
I don't know. Pat always says that he's the village idiot, and I'm not buying that on. No, I'm not buying.
Okay,
my father
wait a minute.
taught you plumbing, and he said you were one of the best apprentices he ever had.
I thought of a great Christmas gift for Denny.
Oh Lord,
what's that?
I don't remember, but luckily, I knew that. So Allison wrote it down.
I did write it down.
So Allison hasn't told me what this perfect gift for Denny is, but if Allison didn't write it down, I have no idea.
Wow.
Well, you guys all in there are a genius because I saw a genius at work yesterday at Sullivan Hardware and Garden because it's been our tradition for a number of years to go there and do the train and, celebrate Black Friday and the start of the holiday season at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, and did that yesterday. And we go through this every year, and I'm absolutely floored by the amount of work and attention to detail. That's the IQ. I mean, all right, so I did something in 1978 that I remember. That's not a big deal. But Pat, you're putting together things that 60,000 people enjoy, and then you're outdoing yourself year after year. You don't just sit on your hands and go, well, here it is. We're going to do this all over again. You take it to a different level.
Well, thank you very much. We had it quite a bit this year. You know what I love about your family, too, is that your kids still love going. They're older now, and they still love going. They love getting their photo taken with Santa and stuff. It's really cool.
They love it. They ask to go every year. Every year they say, are we going back? And we do, and I do the same thing. I get a cup of coffee. They get a couple of cookies.
I don't think you were drinking coffee.
I was.
Hey, before we let you go,
All right.
Johnny, what are you doing on Saturday nights now?
Well, I'm going to go down and freeze my tail off in Bloomington, I think, tonight. Which
Are you
is,
really?
Against my better judgment, yeah. But I'm going to go down to Bloomington, and I don't know. We may not. I may end up going to a bar, but some guys actually they call themselves the Smiley Bros. They're friends of Dave Smiley, who is also an on-air personality in this market. And I am driving down with them, and I'm going to try to stay warm and come back up here and do a little Colts pregame. But no, Denny, to answer your question, it's weird. It's really weird not to have in my mind what I want to do tonight on a Saturday night like this. It's odd.
When you break a habit, and you're good at it, John, but when you break it, all of a sudden you go, have I been fired? No?
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't. And we'll have you again, the first weekend of January?
I'll come back New Year's Eve. That's a Tuesday.
All right.
On New Year's Eve. That's how we'll start season number 5. But no, it's weird. It does kind of feel – it seems like I need to have something to do, and I don't.
Hey, we got one more minute. What about the game tomorrow? We're going
tonight.
I guess
you're talking about Colts?
The Colts.
Colts are missing a lot of bodies. No Josh Downs, no Braden Smith. Bernard Ryman is back. So, you lose your left – you get your left tackle back, and you lose your right tackle. Tanner Bortolini is going to be out. Ryan Kelly's already out. So you've got – a backup to the backup and Danny Pinter at center.
So you're saying there's a chance.
But New England is not your New England that everybody knows. They've been pretty bad this year. So the opportunity is going to be there, everybody.
So score on the IU game.
I think if they get the opportunity, I think they'll run it up. It's a 29.5-point spread. So I bet they'll leave no doubt on this, just kind of like Ohio State did to them last week,
right?
The style point thing. So I think if they can, they'll go upwards of 40 plus. If the weather holds out, because it's supposed to snow down there. It's going to snow, and it's late, and it's cold, and this is going to be out of the ordinary. So this may bring everything a little bit closer together than what the odds makers feel.
There you go.
Sean, always good to talk
it's
to you,
great
buddy.
talking to you. My brother-in-law, Jay, just said that he says, I am the JMV of athletic directors of great schools. Great schools. So I don't know if that means the Village Idiot or what.
It's incredible. Hey, Pat, job well done on that, though. Seriously, that was
thanks.
so awesome.
Thank you very much. Thanks for riding.
You got it.
All right,
guys,
see you.
have a great rest of the weekend. Good to talk with you.
All right,
Always
see you,
the best,
John.
man.
JMV, not tonight, but you will find him Monday through Friday. And, of course, I know he does Colts pregame, but Monday through Friday on The Fan, which is 107.5 or 93.5. And he's on in the afternoon from 3 until 6. And it's not all sports. It's a lot of movies and different things. So it's kind of a lifestyle thing. Coming right back, 93 WIBC. A lot of people setting up their Christmas trees this weekend.
Oh, yeah. And outside lights, they waited too long. We had all that great weather. Now they're going to be cold putting them up.
Guilty little thing that I do, I hire a company now to
A lot of people do.
put my lights up.
And they're
That's kind
very
of
reasonable.
It is reasonable.
Oh, well, okay, reasonable. What's that mean? Like anywhere from what to what do you think? I know it's going to be square
I think
footage. and
my
what you
house is like $1,100 or something.
Okay.
And they do
And then it goes down the next year because they've already
Yeah.
bought the lights.
right. So it was a little more expensive last year. And I use a company called Turf Kings.
Turf Kings.
Yeah, so a lot of them are landscapers, and they look for something.
Or roofers. Roofers are doing it now, too,
Yeah.
because they got the gear to be on the roof.
And are they out there today?
They put them up yesterday.
Do you know? Pretty awesome. What you're showcasing?
No, just makes it look like, oh, look, Pat's in the Christmas business and he cares.
Do you feel pressure to do it because you're in the Christmas business?
A little bit, yeah. That's why Sundown Garden, they have a estate or landscape services thing, and they do everything because I just don't have time. My lawn was a mess, and they come in, they trim, they do everything, and I mean,
That's
it's
Les
great.
Moore, that's Les Moore's crew, and he's really got a good crew. I think it's always funny. His name is Les Moore.
And then Allisonville,
yeah.
our landscape architect Jacques at Allisonville came out and redid our front because Beth didn't like all the boxwoods. So, and then I said to Jacques, he was pulling out these white hydrangeas. I forget the name of them.
Snowballs?
No, it's a paniculata that's real popular. Limelight. And they get so big and they kind of hang over, but they're so cool looking. I said, Jock, I really like those. He goes, too bad. And they ripped them all out.
They're nice people. But you know what? That's what small business is all about. Both of those are small businesses, and I like it. By the way, his name's not Les Moore. It's Les Dunn, which is even funnier.
Dunn?
He gets less done.
Wow.
He's
that
a
is something.
I always thought it was the chemicals that messed up his mind, but I don't know.
So, around the room, Terry, do you have an artificial or a real tree?
Artificial. I'm looking for a new one, though. I saw one that I really like that's almost pencil thin.
Mm-hmm.
But ideally,
you know what they call those?
Pencil
trees.
Oh, you're lying.
No, I'm not.
It is called pencil?
Mm-hmm.
I like them.
Yep.
They go in because I need that kind of room.
Yeah.
I don't need it to take up much. I want it to go tall.
Sometimes they group them together, people like in a hallway in a foyer.
Oh, yeah.
I think we have
foyer?
Foyer.
3
foot, 4 foot, 5 foot, 6 foot, 7 foot, and 9 foot.
I like them.
So.
How about you, Allison? Do you guys go live or do you go artificial?
Growing up, we had live, and we got a dog that was allergic to trees. So now we are artificial family.
Speaking of which, did you see that the pug won the National Dog Show?
Finally.
Oh, my gosh. He was a stud,
moment.
too. Did you see him?
He was a very happy little guy.
They say it's the first time a pug's ever won.
I believe it.
Yeah, so your
I can't believe he was still breathing okay.
Was your princess, overheating watching the show?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I was.
How about you, Terry? You've got artificial. We're artificial.
We have artificial.
Yeah, and I swore I would never have an artificial, even though we sell so many of them. But then I hurt my back one year, and Beth signed us up for our own tree program. So the guys bring out our tree, and then they pick it up. I never touch it.
Your guys at Sullivan Hardware, they like the live trees. That's a whole crew. The way they put that whole thing together, the butt cut, they wrap them.
I think I would
put them up on there.
I think I'd like to sometime for a year have a fresh cut.
Yeah, I would like to have a fresh cut again. There's a lot of stories again about how, how people bring them home, and there's a possum, there's an owl, there's a bird. But those are the people that go out and really cut. You're going out into nature.
You know who releases those stories?
Who?
The artificial tree people.
The artificial tree people.
No, I don't know. I mean, social media, they bring them in. These are people that, really do go out to the forest and pick out a tree and then bring it home.
Well, you don't go out
like Chevy Chase and Christmas Vacation.
Okay, wait a minute. There's tree farms.
Right.
Like Dole's Tree Farm is a real popular one.
You could possibly get an animal in one of those when you go out to there and cut a tree from their area.
You cannot.
Well, how do you know that?
Because they're going to shake it for you, and if you do, you're going to have
the shaking.
You'll have a very dizzy raccoon. So
but don't you always hear their stories? There's people that say, they had it shook and everything, and we got it home.
I would think maybe a squirrel, but not a possum.
No, not a squirrel either. The only thing that you would end up with would be some sort of insect that was dormant, and when it gets heated up, and then it'll die. They hatch, and then
then it takes over the house.
They don't die?
No,
they take over your house. They get in your mattress, and you breathe them in,
and those can even be. You can get those even after you've had the tree.
That is rare. That is rare.
Oh no, it happens every other week.
And you can get the same thing with an artificial tree.
Yeah, because they're coming from China,
China.
They are coming from China.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way,
sometimes
can you
I think this is how the aliens are even getting in.
Can anybody do the Trump dance?
Can
anybody do the Trump dance? Can you do that Trump dance?
It's so cool.
Yeah,
I like all the videos of the Trump baseball players.
Well, now the football players when they make a touchdown, they're doing the Trump dance. I don't know.
But anyway, so artificial trees. So if you're setting one up this week, I will give you a couple little tips here, and it won't take long. Most people will stack their tree. They put the whole tree together, and they look at it, and they'll maybe plug it in, and then they start right in the middle, and they start messing with the foliage. The proper way to shape an artificial tree is get yourself, on your table, and you could put down a towel or something so that the put the stand up there, put the bottom section in, which would be, just 6 to 12 inches of foliage.
You don't want to hurt your back. Lift it up so you can do the first section.
And you shape just that section. And you start from the back of the branch, and there's usually, if it's a good tree, there'll be fill, and then there'll be a PE chip on the end. And you straighten out the fill, and then you shape the tips. And when you're done with that, you put that one on the ground and put the next section in, the next section. Then you stack the tree. But you don't try to do it all.
I don't think that's right.
What? Pat's pretty smart for an imbecile. Listen to him.
I don't think that's how you do it.
Really?
How do you do it, Terry?
Completely different.
Yeah, that's okay.
Exact
And how's
opposite?
that?
You've laid the first section down, second section, third section, fourth section. Look at it, kind of straighten it out a little bit,
No,
slap
see,
some lights on
in,
it.
In
turn
fairness,
on some
I
holiday
agree. That's
music,
how I do
grab a
mine. But if
toddy.
I had a bigger one, like a 14-footer,
Yeah.
I'd have to do it
Well,
your way, Pat.
I'm not coming over to your place.
Yeah, that's all right. Hey, listen,
Because
before
you know
we
what?
go
A
to
lot of
craft
times,
corner,
what I do is I will actually, if rarely we, occasionally we get, very rare, we get invited to a party, and I will actually just.
it's not a fundraiser.
I will stand over. Yeah, that I'm not emceeing.
no.
I will just stand over by the tree and I will actually shape it.
You don't do that.
Yeah, I do.
I don't. I believe
your personal
this.
stress
I believe
reliever.
This is what.
You embarrassed me once. We were at Chatham Home Furnishings,
Yes.
and you started shaping their
Well,
tree.
that was awful.
And by the way, they are moving. They're moving up to Carmel.
No way.
Yeah, they're on Main Street in
Are
Carmel.
they taking that really cool building with them?
No, I don't know what they're going to do with the building. Hey, listen, before we go to Craft Corner, we've got Rich who's got a small business. You want to take him?
Oh yes,
Is
yes,
it a
yes.
small business or a small business?
Business. We'll find out from Rich here.
Hey, Rich.
Hey guys, how you doing this morning?
We're
Good.
doing good. What are you doing?
Great. Actually, I'm driving back from the hospital visiting my mother. She's fine, thank you. But no, my small business is actually in somewhat way a friend of yours, BC Henshin.
Oh, yes, of course.
His wife's grooming salon, the Ninja Groomer.
Yeah.
Take care of all your pet grooming needs.
My iguana?
You're a iguana.
I mean, for the right cost, I'm sure she'd
I
take
bet
care
you
of you.
get to it.
Where is this small business located?
They are in Lebanon.
Oh.
Wow, Boone County folks.
Really
Yes,
good
I don't
people.
have the exact address.
Are they
you can Google it
downtown?
for yourself?
Are they downtown, Rich, or where are they?
No, sir, they're out. I believe it's off of 32.
Okay.
Do they have a drive-through one, or do you?
drive-through groomer.
You throw your dog out the window and move.
Have you seen those portable groomers? You just go inside. They're like a little hut.
No, they actually built it themselves out of a container.
Oh, really?
Completely self-built, self-sustained. Yep. Awesome place.
Rich?
Great work, great people.
One more time, the name is called?
Ninja Groomer Pet Salon.
Ninja Groomer
Ninja Groomer because
If you have to know why, because that's how I met them, is competing on American Ninja Warrior.
there you go.
Oh,
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Thanks,
Very
Rich.
Yeah, we trained at the same gym and became great friends, and we still keep in touch. So I heard you guys were on. I wanted to give them a shout.
we
There
keep
you
in
go.
touch
That's
and
great.
keep in shape.
Yeah.
Love
There you
him.
go.
Love him. Had BC on the first day.
Thanks, Rich.
Several
There you go.
times. Good guy.
Thank you, Rich. Yeah, they just put a life jacket on your pet, and they just
Throw it in there.
flood the thing up, turn it on, mix them up.
That is not how they do it.
Craft Corner
You
is
don't know
coming
that.
up
That's not
right here on 93
a good idea, though.
WIBC.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the segment that is unsponsored and sweeping the countryside, it is Craft Corner with Terry Stacy and Allison Lemons.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
We've missed
Welcome
you.
back.
Welcome back is right to
Craft Corner.
Craft Corner. Sometimes a little chaotic. I was thinking maybe we might change the name to Chaotic Craft Corner. But I think today you'll
kinda
find that
long.
I'm very prepared.
It's kind of like Scott's bread pudding titles.
We'll workshop it.
Yeah.
Right. So I just wanted to take you back to, because we had this great craft like
last
a year
year.
ago or last fall or something, and it's a Santa cam, and this is a really easy project. Can they find that one?
Oh, yeah, you can scroll down from last year's
Okay.
Facebook page, on our Facebook page.
Okay, and you can find out how to make these. These are really great, and it's the time to do it, right? We're 25 days till Christmas. So being that it is 25 days till Christmas, tomorrow being December 1st, we are going to make a countdown to Christmas calendar. What do you think about that, Allison?
Say that 3 times fast. No, I love it. I love it. I love countdown Christmas calendars because each day you get to open up a little surprise.
That's right.
And
This
I
is right.
like surprises.
Yeah, I didn't have this as a kid, so I think this would be really fun. Even, you know what, even if you want to make it for your lover.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
You can put lovery things in here.
Wow.
Right. I've seen some that make a bracelet. So the first day you get a bracelet, and every day after you get charms in each of the boxes.
Oh, that's cute.
There's all kinds of really fun things, to do. But again, it doesn't have to just be for the little children. Countdown to Christmas calendar. What are you going to need, Allison? You're going to need this.
And what is this?
This is a cake
board. A cake board where you, like a cardboard cake board where you can get the grocery store, you put your cakes on.
Very inexpensive. You can get this. I got this at Hobby Lobby. It came in a pack of like 5 or 6 of them, I guess. Very inexpensive. Or you can use a 9x13 dollar store baking sheet.
Oh.
And spray paint it red if you would like to.
What about green?
You could do green. Whatever your favorite is, that's what you do. But you need a backdrop for your countdown to Christmas calendar, and I chose this. Then you're going to need 24 matchbooks.
Wow.
Only 24?
24. You can get them pretty cheap at the dollar store.
Oh, really?
All right. Yep. Absolutely. So you're going to get this size, which is about a 2x4, something like that. Pat, you're good with measurements.
Yeah.
What is this? About a 2x4?
That would be about 1.5 by 2.5.
1.5 by 2.5 matchbox. They come in packages of 4 to 6 to 8.
100.
Empty those out, all 24 of them. And then I also bought some Christmas wrapping paper, or you can buy the Christmas pad paper, which are just sheets of wrapping paper. What are you doing?
I was just making sure
What are you doing?
I was just making sure it was a matchbox.
We have so much light above light. Oh, okay. All right. Maybe this isn't a good
wow.
project for the children.
I didn't realize that matches from a match store or from a dollar store would actually work.
Did you see how quick it went out?
Oh, yes. Yeah. That's right.
That's why they give you 100. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you empty the matchbox.
Empty the matchbox and then put those away from the children. Why don't you keep those over here away so that nobody will get hurt and catch up anything on fire? So put those over here, and then you're going to need...
It does smell good, though.
You're going to wrap these up in the paper, in the wrapping paper, and this is going to be the size of about this.
Should I put something in the box first?
If you want to, but you don't have to.
Oh, really?
You could put like little gifts.
Yeah,
with little candies,
which is what we've done. There's one in this one because this will be for day 1, December 1st, which will go right here if you're watching us. And you can pull that one out and you can see the kind of fun things you can get, which is...
Look, like this one, for instance. Terry has promised me, surprise, a trip for 8 across the Sylvan Express today, whenever you want.
Wow.
Just walk up.
Something like that.
Is just walk up.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right.
Says
Or
Pat's allowing me. So.
Or you can put chocolates in there. Candies is also another one. All right. So basically.
But yeah. So you put your little prize in the box and wrap it.
And wrap it up. But make sure you keep the ends off because that's how the kids are going to get the things opened. So you're just going to wrap around the interior or the exterior, but not the ends. Okay, of your 24 matchbox. What you're also going to need is right now, you can get these at Hobby Lobby, and these are actually calendar dates because a lot of people are making these. So calendar dates 1 through 24. You can get those. This one comes from Christmas Paper Crafter, $2.49. Pretty cool and pretty good deal. Yesterday was 50% off.
Wow.
You're going to need ribbon. And you're going to need magnets. And you're going to need a roll of magnets. Or you can find any of the adhesive magnets that you can find. You're going to need 24 of them. Again, this may sound complicated. If you're watching, I hope it sounds much easier.
It sounds very complicated.
It's not. It really isn't. Once you get your little box done and you've got your letter put on, now you're going to take the roll of magnets, because this is going to be how that they are actually placed on the cake board to make your calendar. Because the person that would want to, you're giving this to or having in the home, is going to need to pull them off and then pull out the gift, and then they put it back on. And it sticks on with the magnet. Do you see that?
That's
Pat,
perfect.
did you see it?
I did see it. I was watching online with Robin, Laura, Dana.
And Laura.
And somebody named Al CR.
Well, hello, Al CR.
Hello, Al
Thanks
CR
for
is
watching,
right.
guys.
Yeah.
Put your magnet on the back of your
wrapping paper.
Add the magnet that you're going to put on the back and stick to the other side. And now you're just going to place that on that.
Bum-ba-dum.
This is a very cool craft. Did you find this online, or did you
Here we
make this
go.
one up?
This is easy.
Oh, these are easy. People are making them all over the place.
Yeah.
And it's perfect.
You're going to put
And
a couple
you can
of
reuse it.
hole punches at the top, run a ribbon through it, and then it will stay on the wall. How about that, everybody?
I think that was great.
I know it's hard to understand when you're listening to it on the radio, right, Allison?
Right. That's why you should go to our Facebook page, Home and Garden Indiana.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you'll be able to review those and give Terry or Allison a call 24/7. It's almost like the
For your craft needs.
the
Oh, yeah.
Butterball hotline.
Right. For your craft crisis.
Yeah, that's what the Butterball people do after Thanksgiving.
If you have a craft crisis, it's the
Craft
Craft Crisis
crisis.
hotline.
Yeah.
Right now, 317-679-4371. Always available. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Craft Corner. Cue
Craft
the
Corner.
music. Cue the music.
Dun, dun, dun.
Da-da-da.
I couldn't because of the black.
Have you seen the television commercial where the mother starts to play Jingle Bells, but she's playing it in the middle of November, and she says, "Not yet." And the kid said, "Please, Mom, not yet."
Oh.
And they go through, and finally in December, they're coming, and the lights are on. She goes, "Now." And then she turns it on. So I'm ready. I'm ready for the Christmas season.
Oh, I
really
am too. We've been living Christmas now for since Labor Day.
Christmas already.
Hey, if you are going to look for a fresh cut tree, make sure. Now, you might be going to a tree farm. There's a lot of Indiana tree farms, or you're going to a fresh cut lot, whatever it is. So when you go to a tree, obviously a tree farm, it's cut. So like in a lot, we recut it. So what we're trying to do is open up those pores so that it'll accept water. So the deal is whether you're going to a farm and you cut it down yourself, or a lot and have it recut, you need to get that tree in water 2 to 3 hours, or the sap will start to seal it again.
It's a wound as far as the tree's concerned, and it's going to sap it up, and then it's like a shellac. So butt cuts are butt cuts, and that's a good thing to
get
do.
it in water and don't let it run out of water.
Right,
That's
and
the
all
other
this
thing.
stuff about sugar and spice and everything nice to put in the water, just water
Just water, unless you want to, buy something
for the
called
retailers.
for the retailers, Small Business Saturday. So you can get that little jar of water for $3 or whatever it is.
Hey, have you ever heard? I was about to say bologna. I was buying getting a key made, and I said bologna. He said, "You mean jumbo?" I go, "No, I mean bologna." He was from Pittsburgh, and he said, "We call bologna in Pittsburgh jumbo."
Oh,
I had never heard that before.
me neither.
Yeah, so now I can just say jumbo instead of bologna.
Absolutely. So, hey, the other thing about those tree butts, too, don't shave. A lot of times people are trying to make that tree obviously fit the stand that they have. But if you cut down the sides of that trunk,
That's how it gets its water.
you lose all those little, as Dick Ron would say, the little straws in there between cambium layer. They just suck up the water. So don't go splitting that thing. It'd be better to go get yourself a bigger stand.
Retailer
Well, I mean,
support
what's your
group.
choice? I mean, you could shorten the life of it.
I always like your solution, or you can go buy something.
Well, you have to do something. If I'm telling you don't do that, the guy's going, well, it doesn't fit my stand.
All right, we'll
I mean,
go buy a
if
new
it's
stand.
just like a little bit, I guess you could do that.
That's my jeans don't fit anymore. All right, get bigger jeans.
All right, there you go. Hour number 4 is coming up. 93 WIBC.
The fourth hour, always the fun hour on WIBC's Home and Garden. Brought to you by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. 844-FIX-INDY. A little bit later, we're going to have Richard. And with all this cold weather, we've had freeze-ups already. I had somebody reach out to me what to do with a freeze-up.
Sorry about that. It's just a little gassy. Sorry. Coming
Yeah.
back.
Well, at
always
least
li-
you shared with the class.
Yeah.
I always like that you listen not.
Well, I
And
just
whatever
wanna-
I'm saying, you just sort of burst right in.
Well,
That's the
Guess I
charm of
did.
this show.
That's the charm of this show. Anyway, Richard Michaelis
Really
is going to
is.
join us in about a half an hour.
it's
We're going to be
those
talking
side
about
conversations that go on while the other
and
guy's
our
talking.
page sponsor, who takes care of making sure the bills are paid, is going to be joining us in about a half hour.
What's he going to talk about?
Freeze ups. Do you not read any of your email that doesn't say Sullivan Hardware on it?
No.
No.
Turn on Tara's mic.
844-FIX-INDY, and he will be joining us. But that cold snap, that's what gets everybody's attention, and they start paying attention.
Take those hoses off. Disconnect them.
Golly, yes.
Is that all you need to do? Really, is just take it off?
It depends on how old it is. But if the older ones,
change your filters.
Change your filters.
Did I tell you my story? I think I did. When I was shooting.
This makes me laugh.
I always like it that he always talks about himself. Yeah.
Well,
it's a good reminder.
It's either that or talk about you, and I don't want to do that. So when I was shooting a Channel 13 thing in my little utility closet, and I looked in there because wanted to make sure I could get the filter out, and it said, I always date them. It said 6, so I thought, okay, it's June, that's acceptable. I pulled it out. It was June of 23.
Oh,
since the last time I had changed that. I'm
surprised you could get it out. Yeah.
I would say that's a thing that I just don't remember about until one day you do it, and like you said, then it's like, oh, this was a year and a half ago.
But it's just like finding the food, like when you clean out the pantry.
Yes.
And you're like, holy cow, I know I just bought that, but it was from 2019.
I know.
And then you're going through this thing.
It
says, is it too? It says expires, and am I still safe if I eat this?
I can't believe how fast the time goes. Like you said, when it comes to filters or food that we've got in the pantry or the refrigerator, it's like, wait a minute.
I asked
that bologna's from January 2020. I know I just bought it.
I asked Santa for
So
a filter
weird.
wrench because I got to change the filters on
Filter
the gas
wrench.
pump and the diesel wrench or diesel tanks, and those things are great big, and I don't have a wrench big enough. And I put a 24-inch.
And that's what you want from Santa.
I want a good filter wrench that will fit those big filters.
I hope they get you a sweater.
Well, you can buy it, but you got to change it, sweetie.
Oh, so you don't want anybody. What do you want?
You have to spin it off. It's on the dispenser. You don't see this at the gas station because it's behind the dispenser in the bottom. But they always have about a 6 to 9 inch filter. It's about 3.5 inches, diameter, and you have to spin it off and replace it about every 6 months.
Do you hear that, Allison? You hear it?
I was zoning out.
Oh, all the people turning off their radio.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Pat's got no nerd team. Thanks, Terry. Hall of Fame broadcaster, my friend, Terry Lynn Stacy. Don't forget, Allison is over here, and Ethan is on the board. Did I mention that Pat Sullivan is here?
I am here.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
So I've been gone the last couple weeks.
We missed
Yes, you have.
Machu Picchu.
Yes. For listeners, I was visiting Peru. It was very cool, and I brought you guys some gifts back.
Oh,
what?
So I thought we could do a little
It's the
gift
nicest
thing.
thing.
Who wants to go first?
The Pat should go first.
yeah.
So
It's all about me.
So we visited some salt mines. So there's local salt mines, and they make salt for cooking and grilling.
Oh,
So
yeah.
this is made from their salt mines, and this is for good for like steak and red meat and stuff.
It's
Okay, let me
black, though.
check.
It's
Wow.
an interesting
But it's
color.
black.
It's like
But it's black
Yeah.
salt?
I figured if anything, Joe, your
gourmet.
son will use it.
Yeah, it's
It's all in
it's all
Spanish.
natural. Magnesium.
That's good.
And it's supposed to be
Lead.
good for you.
Not lead. It doesn't have lead in it.
Yeah, it does.
And
I asked for
what
extra.
about
Some
arsenic?
zing.
Any arsenic?
Z-I-N-G. Zing.
Zing. It doesn't say zinc.
No, it must probably is zinc.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like salts from other places in the world.
Yeah.
But they made all kinds of different salts. So the salts for your food. They also have the salts where you can like soak your feet in it.
Yeah.
Which my mom got some of that. So.
At one time, I bought a salt block from Pat that came from South America that you were supposed to be able to grill with.
Yeah.
Oh
and,
yeah.
that
And grill
that-
on top of.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see who's next. We'll go with Denny. So
go
this
with Denny.
is called. Oh boy. Agua de Florida. So basically, this is
Florida?
a natural.
It's water from Florida.
Look at that.
I found at the airport
What is
in the
it?
bathroom. No, it's.
It's
So this is a natural.
Is this like a Fountain of Youth thing?
So this is a natural oil or
It's
like
an
essential
elixir.
oil that you breathe in if you're dizzy or if you have headaches, and it's really popular. They sell it a lot because of the altitude sickness over there. But
Oh, what
all you do is
elevation
put
were
some-
you at?
The highest elevation was 12,000.
Wow.
And then
This is
Machu
interesting.
Picchu is 8,000.
I would have
Only
to.
2 stores, one in New York and one in Peru.
Yeah, and so basically you just put a little bit on your hands and then you rub it in and you cup it and you just breathe it in.
But you don't drink it.
Open it
Do
up, Denny.
not
Open
drink it. Do not drink it.
Can we open it?
But yeah, you can open it. Yeah, but it smells like lemongrass, but it really does help headaches. And
Oh,
it's
so
just,
you've
it's all
used
natural.
it.
I used a whole bottle when I was there
All right, so
for
it was
my
like a
altitude
hand,
sickness, and it works.
Well,
like a hand sanitizer.
But
Shut up and just
at
use your
12,000,
salt.
my anxiety would be like through the roof. Did you not get anxious?
No, so I took some altitude sickness pills, like in preparation for it, and
Yeah,
so
it was
they,
called a Xanax.
Yeah, it was called a
All right,
Xanax
Terry, hold
Lexapro
out your
cocktail.
hands. All right, Allison.
You
They
want to
call
smell
it the
these?
Americana.
Allison,
good.
we need a little coaching here.
Oh, that does smell good.
Yeah.
All right.
That's enough.
You smell this?
No, all right, so we just splash a little
Oh,
bit.
man.
That's a little
That
bit.
smells like somebody I've dated.
Oh, sorry.
Really?
Oh, Lord.
Was
it
it
a
that
good
one
experience?
guy?
Dated somebody like that?
I can't remember
The one
who
guy
it
in
is.
the car?
Send him to the shower. So,
Was he Peruvian?
He smells like this.
Really?
oh,
Well, he
Lordy,
smelled
that's
like-
really sort of cool. It is a lemongrass.
That's
Yeah.
What year?
He
What
just
year
is
are
a
you
little
going
bit.
back to there, Terry?
I can't finish my head.
Oh,
But it smells like somebody.
Summer.
Oh, it smells so good. Come smell my hands.
probably Greg Pilcher.
I don't think it was Greg Pilcher.
That was funny. You know, Pat, every once in a
Greg
while.
was the producer for a long time.
I love this stuff from Peru.
Allison, thank you. That's
You're
a nice
welcome.
gift. So, and
Yeah,
that is
thank you.
for altitude sickness or for
It's
sanitation?
just for dizziness. So if you're dizzy, or if you have a headache, or if you're
I
nauseous,
can smell that from over here. It's great.
It's all just natural. You just breathe it in.
Ojalá que te mejores
Oh
pronto.
boy.
But I know Denny likes all natural stuff, so I thought that was
can
kinda
make you
cool.
speak
I don't
Spanish.
care. You know, I
love it.
did they have any special tequila? What type of alcohol did they have?
So pisco is what they're known for, which is a brandy made of grapes.
You pisco around here, you got to clean it up.
Yeah, I did bring a little bottle for Hammer Nigel.
Did
for
you try
Monday.
it?
Oh yeah, I had it.
Oh, Allison go, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, it was my birthday. I'll remind you. Ethan, I got you some salt chocolates from the salt mine. So the salt mine farmers through the years, they've realized that, salt is a little easier to get these days. So they're trying to come up with new ways to sell their chocolates or their salt or
Sure.
something.
Is
So,
this your salt?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
This smells like mule.
Thank you so much.
Mule?
it probably is
That
good.
smells
Mule.
really good.
Yeah, like mule.
I think you're mixing a
I
lot
like
of
it.
Like
different
mule?
Like not old mule, more like baby mule.
Like young mule.
Thank you so
young
much.
mule.
You're welcome.
What is it?
So it's pink salt mixed in with some chocolate.
Oh snap! That was very sweet of you.
This is why we keep them around.
I think she's right. It smells like burnt
Mule.
or mule. Yeah.
Burnt
like a
mule?
wet mule. What do you think?
It reminds me of a campfire a little bit.
little smoky.
It definitely smoky. But
That's cool.
You want some of my herbal water? This is like Christmas, Allison.
And then
Thank
last
you.
but not least, Terry, the ladies there have a skincare line that they make themselves out of these plants. And it's the best moisturizer I've ever seen.
Really?
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
And they also, these women up in the hills, make their
Oh,
shampoo
wow.
out of
Mud.
roots.
This smells like Hawaii.
They crack roots and they grind it up.
Oh, this smells so
None of
good.
them. I met an 80-year-old woman. She does not have a single gray hair.
Wow.
No way.
No one in the village. And I just looked at them and was like, this is what you need to sell to Americans
Yeah.
because we would buy it. But I think,
That's right.
It's probably not enough root.
right, exactly. So, but
Allison,
yeah.
I love this so much.
So they're all very
Thank you.
natural.
Thank you so
Oh,
much.
you're so welcome.
This smells like a tropical vacation.
Hey, what was customs like?
And then last but not least, I did get some candies for everyone to try. So purple
Oh, good.
corn is a big thing there, like corn that's purple.
Okay.
And so they make there's a drink called chicha maraca or something. Marata. Don't yell at me. But it's basically like purple corn juice. But they also make candies out of it. And it's it's really sweet and it's kind of tastes like bubblegum, to be honest. But yeah, so purple corn was like their big thing there. So purple corn and pisco is kind of the big Peruvian thing. So
Chicha morada
yes, thank
from
you.
Savu.
Yeah, that's exactly how you say
That's
it.
the name of Savu.
That's much better than what I said.
Everything must smell so. I mean, everything that we were smelling is so
Allison,
glorious.
this is really kind.
This-
I mean,
Thank
Of
you so
course.
much because I love.
So did
this
you
lotion.
find that everything was, because now that's in the news, all of our processed food and stuff. Did you feel like they eat better than we do as far as
Yes. So I thought they were going to have small portions like in Europe or Spain, like tapas or small
Yeah.
things, but they had normal sized dishes and everything was really good. And I did not get sick once.
wow.
Like
Really?
their pasta didn't make you feel, you feel really bloated after
Yeah.
pasta or even beer. All that stuff was like, I felt okay afterwards.
It's funny because that's what a doctor, when on the news, and he was there. You know, the JFK is going to be the new
RFK Jr.
Yeah, RFK, and he was talking about pasta he was in Italy. He goes, I felt great.
And a lot of I have a friend who's really allergic to gluten, but she went to Europe this summer and she could eat it, and she was fine. With like the pasta
What are they putting
and the
in our
bread and
food?
stuff.
What are they putting in our food?
Look, I mean, you know what? We are what we eat, and everybody's sick. So,
but I was just really surprised, but I didn't think about the food being so well done.
Did anybody in the party that you were with? Did anybody get sick?
No, not from the food.
Not from
altitude sickness a little bit.
Altitude and alcohol.
Well, it was my 30th.
Yeah.
That's got to be a
No
tough
apologies
combination,
needed.
though, right?
So,
Alcohol and
yeah,
and
they told us
elevation.
not to drink a lot of alcohol on certain days.
That would be kind of you know.
Did I tell you when I was in Breckenridge and it was at 9,000
Oh,
feet?
Breckenridge is hard too.
Yeah, and it just fires up my anxiety. So I had gotten some alcohol, trying to get altitude sickness pills or something that you take. And so I was taking them. I was feeling okay. So I was having a beer, and it's like the beer at the top of this mountain was flat.
Yeah, it is.
It was flat, so I drank it flat. And then we were in Breckenridge and I got another flat beer, and I sent it back. I look up the side effects of that drug. It makes carbonated beverages taste flat. I'm sending these beers back. It's like it was just the medicine.
Okay, that's funny.
That is very funny.
Strange side effect.
I know.
I thought you were talking
I can't
about...
imagine you sending back a beer. What type of
Well, I just couldn't
Irishman are you?
believe that. I was like, I cannot believe you're serving flat beer. It's like
You're Irish.
And then the second place, it's
You're
like
Catholic and Irish. What are you doing sending back a beer?
I just think it's interesting that that's a side effect.
I know.
And one of the side effects, you're reading, you know, all the dangers, and then and obviously the last one, it will make your
beer flat.
flat.
So we recommend margaritas.
Allison, can we use this salt, this dark salt that you gave Pat? Could you use that like on eggs and stuff? I mean, can you?
I think it's mostly for grilling.
Oh, for grilling. Okay.
Yeah.
239-9393 is our number. We're coming right back. Saturday's Home and Garden program brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Hi.
Mr. Sullivan,
Hello.
isn't it great to have Allison back?
It is great.
It's good to be back, guys.
Great that we're all together here in this room.
Reunited, and it feels so good.
So good.
You know, that's an old World War II song. Did you know it? We're all together again. We're here. We're here. We're all together again. We're here. We're here. And who knows when we'll be all together again, singing all together again. We're here. And the soldiers used to sing that in the pubs before they went out and were dispatched to war. And it was a really touching song.
We were thinking of the one Reunited and It Feels So Good by
Yeah.
Reunited,
and it feels so good.
Dee-dee-dee.
Yeah. So I don't know what that version was then.
Here we go. Who is that, Ethan? Who's singing this? Oh, Peaches and Herb. Of course it is.
Is this the one, Denny?
I don't
The
know.
war song?
This wasn't in World War I.
This was not.
No.
Maybe Peaches
What-
and Herb
so that
stole
wasn't
it.
it.
That was quick, son.
See if you can find Denny's.
Oh, we're all together again. We're here. We're
Yeah.
here.
He's gonna have to
We learned
dig
that.
an archives
We
for
learned that in Boy Scout. It was always the last song we sang before we left for the year from summer camp.
Wow.
How about that?
Denny, you have such great memories.
You're going to learn them.
I can't remember any
One by one.
of those memories. Yeah, I know. 239-9393. You know, we had 650 families that rode the Sullivan Express yesterday.
Oh,
Just
my
yesterday?
goodness.
Just yesterday.
So
a
that's
lot of
si-
happy
Wow.
kids.
Is
Yeah.
that 650 cars?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
And once
That's very
again,
fun.
if you're a little bit late to the party, there are still tickets available, but you have to go to. And how do you do that, Allison? You just go to sullivanhardware.com?
Yeah, there's a calendar that you can look. But here's the little inside tip. People cancel tickets all the time, and then we just put them right back on because the way our system was, is when we refund it, it goes right back in the inventory because people will go, well, why don't you have a waiting list? Well, how do you have a waiting list when it's, okay, we have one ticket for Saturday night.
Yeah.
But there's some good tickets that will become available. Some people will buy thinking they're going to have friends and family go, and they'll buy 4 train cars, and it turned out they don't have any friends, and they only need 2. And so, boom, then there's 2 tickets.
And how many people can you get in a train car?
As many as you want. But we always would say 4 adults and a couple lappers.
Okay.
So people always go, well, 5? It's like, and then you have to start going, all right, let me get a piece of paper. All right, how much y'all weigh?
Oh, it's about weight.
Not weight. It's just how,
he's trying to break the tension.
There's the girls in the office. It's like, the girls in the office, it's like, it's awkward because it's like.
Because it depends.
Will 5 people fit in there? It's like,
well, is your family bigger boned?
How big?
Or?
Are you a big boned?
I was going to ask how you delicately dance on the nose of the alligator. Are you big boned? That's pretty good.
Some families are very close and they just layer people. Like the first row, they sit around the U-shaped seat, and then the next row goes on top, and then the babies will go on top of that.
So there really isn't a weight limit necessarily.
Not necessarily. We try not. Sometimes
so you want to be comfortable too. You don't want to.
This weekend, Thanksgiving weekend, and then the week before Christmas or the weekend before Christmas is when we have the heaviest loads because people are home for Christmas. Yeah. All the college kids come home, families come in, and the groups get larger. So, and then
larger
this
in size
weekend,
and in bodies.
Yeah, just larger in numbers.
Right.
Because everyone wants to come along. This weekend is kind of our national weekend because there's kids from all over the country. They're here with their grandparents. And so, and we didn't run. When we started, we did not run on Thanksgiving because I was one of those, like, Thanksgiving just needs to be its own thing. And then some guy goes, actually, it was Bob Groves, Chef Roberto Groves. He goes, my grandkids aren't coming for Christmas. It's like, oh, okay.
Hey, Pat, so think about this. I was 6 years old when the first train came. Now I'm 16 years old. You've got a whole bunch of kids that have gone through that migration starting off at Sullivan Hardware. I mean, it's every bit like the Ayers Tea Club or the Ayers Christmas train.
Train.
It is funny, and we're now with a big percentage of the kids that asked for jobs are kids that rode the train when they were little.
Is that great?
Yeah, it's really cool. Speaking else, what else is great?
What is it?
What?
It was Santa's Real Helper.
Well, it's Richard Michaelis.
That's Santa's Real Helper.
And the gift of a dry basement is number 1 on a lot of people's list. Hey, Richard.
Hey, good morning, Howard. Good afternoon, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving holiday.
Here we are.
Are you flying an airplane right now?
Does it sound like it? I apologize. We're coming back from Chicago, and I'm on the highway. And I've got this SUV with a big ladder rack thing on it. It's just the noisiest vehicle.
Yeah, were you up?
So I do apologize.
Were you up? Oh, so you were in Chicago?
Sir? Pardon me, say it again.
Did you spend Thanksgiving in Chicago?
Yes, Lake Bluff. So family, friends, and we went to Chicago, downtown Chicago yesterday to play a little bit. Now we're heading back to Indianapolis now.
Lake Bluff is almost to Wisconsin. It's Lake Bluff and then Waukegan, and then all of a sudden you're in Wisconsin.
You're absolutely right, and it's beautiful. So anytime you can get on Lake Michigan, regardless if it's Illinois or Michigan, I think it's God's country. So
were you around any of the in downtown Chicago? Like, were you around any of the shopping? Was it? Was the streets crowded with people?
You know what's interesting is we had lunch at Gibson's right downtown yesterday, and they have the ability to just hit the switch and go from Thanksgiving decorations to Christmas. So it didn't feel like Christmas decorations were up until today. And yesterday or Thursday was more of the Thanksgiving fall-looking holiday decorations.
Well,
but it was busy. It was cold, but it was busy, and I walked into some place called something like Prada, and I said, "Hey, what do you have for $18?" And they quickly ushered me out the door.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Richard, speaking of cold weather, we got our first freeze. What does that do to your business?
So the pipes, if it gets cold enough, some of the pipes will freeze, but we won't probably see any water damage until they thaw. So it's possible that some of those pipes might be frozen now and may have damaged the pipes, but the evidence isn't there until they kind of thaw, and then you see the flooding. And Pat, I think I heard you say earlier about the garden hoses. That's a biggie. We get a lot of residential water losses from the garden hoses freezing, or more importantly, the siltcock or the actual water faucet outside freezing. And then, guys, sometimes it's springtime when somebody starts to wash a car or get the garden hose out and do something in the yard, and the basement's flooding when they turn that siltcock on.
And they'll complain. It's like, it just doesn't have the pressure that it did. It's like,
You're right. Yeah,
that's because half of it's dumping into the crawl space right now.
It's funny, but it's not funny because they're making a mess.
No, it's not. No, it's a mess, especially in a finished basement. So, Pat, was there any special anniversary yesterday for you, or anything on?
Oh, I like the way he did that.
Yeah, 10 years. 10 years since I set our house on fire with a toaster. You know what? We didn't. We were really busy. I thought maybe we would have a cake or something like that, or maybe I'll get something engrave a Yeti or something, and kind of.
So we can also tell your listeners, everybody unplug their toasters so they don't freeze. Maybe,
Yeah, and you know what? I don't anymore. I don't leave any appliances. That you only do that once. I don't leave any appliances plugged in. I mean, in the way you guys rebuilt our kitchen, where it was in a little appliance garage and it could remain plugged in. You guys smartly did not put a receptacle in there, and the receptacle's on the outside. So, appliance garage, you pull it out, and then you have to plug it in.
Yeah, I think if I recall, Beth approached us about that and said no receptacle in the appliance garage.
Yeah.
She has to pat-proof the house.
Yeah, that was bad news for sure.
So something else to talk about maybe is, and I've said this in the past, you've heard me say it, during these freeze cycles like this, generally, we'll see a lot of the accidents is with newer construction that's not been tested yet.
Absolutely.
A newer home or building. Yeah, that's just not lived through a freeze yet, so they may be more susceptible to some type of an accident rather than a home that's already been kind of winter-proofed, if you will.
Yeah. So if you start to experience a little trouble at 17 degrees or 15 degrees, which I think is what it was this morning.
Pay attention,
because when you really get cold, you're really going to have a problem.
Yeah.
So, well, Richard, we'll let you go. Safe trip back. And everyone, just remember, if you do run into a problem, it's the Michaelis Corporation is there. And 24/7, 365, I joke about it all the time, but truly on Black Friday, they were closed, and they they're not really ever closed because they were out there. They came out to the house, and they really, really took care of us. The number 844-FIX-INDY, 844-FIX-INDY, water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
This is when I want to see Steve Martin doing his thing.
The event we had last week for Franciscan Health at, what was the name of the Guggen House. Gugman House. Which was really cool. So when I was doing the Seeds of Hope thing, I kind of, how you always kind of change the story a little bit. To work it into your.
So you threw me under the bus. I can feel it.
No. I just said that, at this thing, because it's Movember, and that, you go and if you check in and get evaluated, that you get a free beer. And I said I had my prostate checked 4 times. Everybody.
But
there was no line.
Yeah, no line.
Was you were thinking about Ed Carpenter? Was Ed Carpenter there?
Yeah, Ed was there.
Were you introducing him, or he was just a part of the event?
I was doing an interview with him.
Oh, an interview.
Yeah.
In front of the audience?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was kind of a little fireside chat.
Got it.
That's what they're calling him now,
With Ed,
fireside chat.
and Big Joe seemed to know Ed very well, so I had brought Big Joe up as well, and Ed sat in the middle, and I said, I'm it's going to start off with what makes the 500 special, but I realized everybody asked you that, so I'd like to start with, how do you pee?
That's a Denny Smith question right there.
It's another question they get asked all the time.
I know, and
What's
it's
the
like,
answer?
The answer, he said most
Diaper?
he said he has a very, very strong bladder. So
Iron bladder.
Yep. Yeah. But he also says he cannot make himself pee, even in a race car. And he goes like, I think he was talking about, Colin, what's his, the Irish guys.
The Irish guys.
Come on.
Are you talking about Connor
Yeah,
Daly?
Connor Daly. I think he goes, yeah, Connor Daly, he pees in the car before we ever start.
He and Connor have an interesting relationship.
Do they?
They do.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
But
That
Ed
he
said
said
he
that.
just can't go.
Wow.
He just cannot make him. I had to
that
go to
would
the
be like
bathroom
me.
so bad. And, he goes, I want that race to be over.
It's usually warm. They're warm in the car. And so
Oh, I thought you
it's
were talking about
really
the
not
pee.
that fast. They're really not, what is it, a couple hours in the car, maybe 3.
Yeah.
So you figure you can hold it for 3 hours, can't you?
You'd be surprised. The
but
vibration.
you have to be hydrated.
Well,
Yeah.
but they're also very warm. So,
Sweating.
they're sweating, and especially in some of the hot places.
Everybody asked me, how long can you stay up in the gyrocopter? What they call it endurance. How far can you go? And I said,
Much like a race car driver.
No,
Yeah.
wait a minute. I say you can go
pee on
4.5
yourself?
hours, but you got to pee. They tell pilots to always hydrate because you make bad decisions if you're not hydrated. So you're drinking all the time, and then you got to go. So I come down every 2 hours. Who can go 4.5 hours
Now,
without going?
Do you actually land, or you just buzz a field?
No. No, you come down.
Well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just get low enough so it kind of spray the the crops.
Sort of a nitrogen
What
spray.
fishermen do
Yeah.
on their boats.
This
No,
section of
that's different, Allison.
this section of the tomatoes, we didn't have any rabbits over here at all.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
So
I guess, the new one is you can land just about anywhere, so you won't have to go to an airport anymore. You just land at anything that's flat, and then you take right back off.
I feel like that's
Too much information?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
And you can just land anywhere?
that's my question.
Absolutely.
So you can land anywhere you want to.
Landing is a shorter, you take off, it takes like 30
Russell
to
joins
40
us
feet.
on the program.
Thank God. Thank you, Russell. Gee, man.
Hey, Russell.
A good portable catheter would take care of all those problems.
Some of now wait a minute. Russell's right. Some of the guys use what they call an external catheter, but that's not for me, Russell. I'm not doing that.
Do race car drivers actually do that?
I don't know. The guys run it down in their boots. They run the hose down their leg and strap it to their leg.
Let's let Russell tell the story.
All right, go ahead, Russell.
I don't have a story. It's just that
Okay, fine.
I have a 4-foot knockout rose that was still blooming 7 days ago, but I
Yeah.
think it's now. When should I cut it back, and how close to the ground?
Russell, before I let Pat tell you that, we have a new producer who really hasn't been with us for Home and Garden. He has Knockout Rose, ROWS. So we were wondering what you were talking about.
It's
Knockout Rose.
Actually, I looked at that and my brain said Knockout Rose. I didn't think anything of it.
Right.
So
I
4
type
foot.
what I hear.
So if it's bothering you, you could cut it down to 36 inches and kind of clean it up. You want to take it down in March down to 18 inches. So if you can wait, you would just leave it the way it is, mulch heavily around the base of it. And then in maybe mid-March when we start to get a little bit of spring, go ahead and trim it back. Then you fertilize it each month until August. But like you say, if it's bugging you and you want to clean it up a little bit, if you cut it down to 18 right now, you'll get some winter dieback, and then all of a sudden you're cutting it back to 6 inches or less.
Then you're hurting it.
Yeah, so if you're going to clean it up, make sure that you keep it, so that you have enough to cut off in the spring.
I understand.
All right,
buddy.
Anything else about catheters you want to pass along?
That's a bold listener there.
I'm 71 and have had to make use of one before, so.
God love you.
People love them.
No, they don't love them.
Yes, they do.
No, they do
Once
not.
They get one, the kind that don't, well, I won't get into the details of it, but
I can
people are
guarantee
like, it's not
Russell
awful.
does not love that.
I would like
mean,
to. Actually,
It's
I
not
would like
awful.
to install one on Denny.
Yeah, he'd do it through my ear, Russell.
Yeah.
That's where he'd do
It's
it.
the smallest hose we had.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Russell, thanks for the call.
It's all right. It's gonna. We'll get it in there. Don't worry about it. He's just here. Bite on this
One more
knife
time.
blade.
Yeah, give me
Coming
that.
right back. 93 WIBC. A show that started with pre-recorded and continues. It's not live, but we'll still take your calls through AI at 239-9393. We're not here, but our voices are.
Ethan can do anything.
239-9393. It's a quick call. We give you a quicker answer and send you on your merry way for another turkey sandwich. Speed Round is brought to you by
Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Great pricing on Lazy Boy, Indiana-made Smith Brothers furniture, mattresses made in Indiana, and maintenance-free outdoor furniture. Let's see here. We got free delivery up to 75 miles. It's ThompsonFurniture.net.
Who's ready for the Speed Round? Who?
We're fine. We're
Yeah,
ready.
he does that every week. He still scares me.
We're good.
We don't get calls. You know, if you go 4 hours and tell everybody the show's pre-recorded,
Yeah.
Oh, right.
they don't call.
They don't call.
Oh, what do you do it for? Don't do it anymore. It's a little too late, though, isn't
A
it?
little too late. We're out of here in 3 minutes. So let's go around the room and find out what we're all going to do for the rest of the day. Denny.
I'm going to replace the hose on the diesel pump, and if I can figure out how to get the canisters off, I'm going to replace the filters.
Have you ever just wanted to take a naked bubble bath?
What?
As opposed to one in your
Something,
swimsuit.
because you're always doing
Scoop it
something.
into the
You're always
water.
doing something kind of manly. Yeah, you're kind of always doing something manly. You ever just want to
What's
just
bubble
like,
bath? If I take a bubble bath, I'm taking a bubble bath with Jane. Okay.
okay, creepy.
That's not creepy.
I know it's
That's a
not.
man who loves his wife.
Look at your phone. Okay,
I
Terry.
don't think she's going to be happy about you telling stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Jane says, "Stop talking."
Yeah.
Again.
That didn't take long. I mean, what was
know.
that? 20 seconds?
Yeah. I think she has one of those instant
Those
messages.
auto messages.
message, yeah.
That
Terry?
was really quick.
I will be preparing for the first day show tomorrow, doing some editing.
No, you won't.
Yes,
Really?
yes, I will. Yes,
Is
yes,
it,
I
and now
will.
that show's not live either. That's all
Pat,
Pat,
pre-recorded.
you might
Pre-recorded.
want to pay attention to the show because we're going to have a cardiologist on about eat, drink, and be merry, what they call holiday heart syndrome.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's new.
Oh.
Holiday heart syndrome. It's something that's affecting people everywhere.
Is that from too
And you
much
can
booze
tell
or something?
It's
if you have a shape of an M on your hand, on your palm, in the shape
What does a
of an
Q
M,
mean?
you'll find out tomorrow. A Q.
Allison
We're
is
not
so
looking for a
funny.
Q.
Here.
Q is okay.
I see an M.
It's
What's the M mean?
You'll find out
My
tomorrow.
palm says 4-score.
Yours actually has
You still
like
have your
4
cheat
scores.
sheet from when you were in
It has
fourth
a
grade?
Gettysburg
Yeah.
Address on it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Permanent markers.
Anyway, Dr. Kirk Parr is going to join us, and then Terry's got old.
And that's
You'd
at
be
10 o'clock.
surprised how
10
much
or
Terry
no,
does
1
on
o'clock.
11.
11 to 1?
11 to 1 on Sundays.
11 to
Best 8 segments of your life.
Truly, the best in your life.
Okay.
She's really good.
Way better than this show. Allison?
That's not.
All of my cousins are in town, so we're doing a cousin game night tonight.
Oh, how fun
yeah,
is
I'm
that?
excited.
Is this the same cousin that got you the Taylor Swift tickets?
That's one of them.
Oh, boy, you better let her win.
I know, I will.
Ethan, what about you?
You guessed it. Naked bubble bath.
Nathan's the best. Welcome to the team, brother. You're going to fit in just
It's so
fine.
funny.
Oh, boy.
And Pat?
I'm going to work. I got to go to work, and then I'm driving. I have a driving shift at 7:30. We have a lot of our
What's it mean, a driving shift?
train drivers.
He's going to be a train driver.
So,
Sullivan Express tonight.
yep.
Is there heat in the train? Does the driver stay warm?
No, it does not. When it's kind of funny because when people are like they're kind of cold, you go up and down, make sure the doors are closed. I always go, hey, are you guys cold? They go, yeah. I'd say, well, let me turn the heat on. I always reach my hand up like
You're
Wow.
yeah. I brought
You rascal.
the Doyle family. I brought Jack Doyle back and his whole family. He gets a whole train.
Wow.
Oh, we got to go. Abdul's coming up next.
Searching for heroes.
93 WIBC.
He never